Hello, everybody, and welcome here to the Sports Talk Network. And tonight, here, welcome to Steve's Wrestling Ramble, talking about SummerSlam, Raw, SmackDown, everything that happened afterwards. But let's first talk about what was the super show that was super mega 5 hour long extravaganza that was SummerSlam. First, let's welcome our guest to the evening, Clackman. How you doing this evening?
I'm doing fine as usual. How you doing today, Steve?
Now, from your thought, I'm doing well, and from your your thoughts heading into SummerSlam, and your reputations of worries about some things, and what you thought might happen, what might happen, not happen,
Oh,
yada. What are your thoughts now coming out of SummerSlam? Like, have they changed? Are they the same?
oh,
Like,
you were asking the right questions, my dude. I'm getting a little tingly thinking about that. That's good stuff.
okay,
But yeah, you go. My thoughts going in. That's perfect. That's good stuff there. Yeah, like I was at NXT Takeover in Brooklyn the night beforehand, and the buzz was really cool. Really, just for everything. I think NXT like is used as a scapegoat to make everything like pop and buzz for the weekend. It used to be like remember like Sunday Night Heats used to be like
yeah,
the big show, like the lead in, like for Raw, like oh we gotta make it good or whatever. And then like I think NXT Takeover is like made to get the crowd hype for SummerSlam, and that's what they did there. It was a good job there. So I was like a little bit I was a little bit hyped for SummerSlam, but it is WWE main roster stuff, so we got to be careful that they're going to do some screw jobs, some DQs. Fans are going to be disappointed in some way somehow. The whole lingering Roman thing was all up in the air. So like yeah, like there wasn't like a lot of like love for Roman Reigns at the show at all. I had a friend of mine that was there, and you could barely see anybody wearing a Roman Reigns t-shirt. It was mainly about Braun and about club, Villain Club, Alpha Club, yada yada yada. There, but overall, it it was like I was anticipating some good things happening out of the show because Miz and Brian were on the show. Samoa Joe and AJ Styles was on the show. Of course, Seth Rollins and Dolph Ziggler, they're going to be like really good for the show. So they had some decent matches like upcoming. There's some good anticipation matches, but the idea that McMahon badly for some reason wants to put the belt on Roman Reigns, no matter how stupid the storyline is, that was lingering throughout the entire evening, the 7 hour evening. Jeebus Christ. Yeah.
yeah, and kind of how I always say with NXT and the main roster, NXT catering to a different spectrum of fans, and then with the main roster, I always say the main roster is a different beast. That's sometimes why some superstars, when they come up to the main roster, whoever they be, no matter how much popularity they gosh darn had in NXT, it's a different animal when you go to the main roster, and it's a different fight. Brass rings, all that other stuff as well going on with the main roster. But that's why sometimes some superstars sink, not swim, when they're on the main roster. Whether we think it's right or not, whether whatever, it's how politics, how things work on the main roster being different from NXT, how the shows are, Raw and SmackDown compared to the NXT show, and production and all the other little things beyond the bigger scope of things.
Hmm.
Put them into a vacuum as much as we dissect them as much as they deserve to be, but also realizing the difference between both, main roster to NXT. That's why I understand the arguments people have of, why did so and so, or like maybe Bobby Roode. Bobby Roode was one of the best in NXT, former NXT champion, but now on the main roster he's treated like shit, and stuff like that. Like those kind of arguments, I get it and I understand it, because for me, I'm a fan of Bobby Roode, specifically with that situation and bringing that up. But again, reiterate that main roster, NXT, two different animals, two different D's, two different fan bases that you're garnering to. Like in NXT, you're specifically garnering to mainstream fans, the marks, even super fans and otherwise, with NXT and having a shortened 1 hour show, 2 hour pay per view. You have more ability to have a better.
Sorry to cut you off, but even casual fans don't like to have their intelligence insulted. I mean, how many times is a loser like Roman Reigns going to get a chance at the championship over and over again? How many times? You think casual people are like, you know what? That makes sense. You lost, but give him another shot. It makes sense.
That's why
Hey,
people were hot bothered with Charlotte getting thrust into the women's title match there for SmackDown.
that didn't make a lot of sense either. But company, it made sense. But the people watching, the fans, both casual and the smart marks, they don't like. Okay, I guess. But the company's like, that's Flair's daughter. Put her in there.
Yeah, she's fine. She's good to go. Everything's worked out. Okay, put
Oh,
her in
oh,
the
oh,
match.
oh my God! There was an interview with Becky Lynch right after a heel turn.
Yep. I
Oh,
was
you
gonna,
know
I
what?
was gonna, I was gonna bring that up when we finally got to that match or got
Oh,
to
that was good. That was
the
good. We'll
results
talk about that
there
later.
and everything. No, that's fine. Might as well bring up things that are in the front of our mind. We are talking SummerSlam, so that is part of SummerSlam. So that match, the triple threat match for the SmackDown Live Women's Championship, we have the talented Carmella, the champion, coming in facing off against Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair. And in the end, Charlotte Flair getting the win, um, pinning Becky for the 1-2-3, winning the championship. And then afterwards, they
It was
embraced the hug.
hold on. It was quite poetic that she did a natural selection, attacked her best friend from behind, just like coming out of nowhere, getting that championship shot. She came out of nowhere and took the belts. Quite poetic. Quite poetic.
Yeah, and kind of, coming out of nowhere, getting in the title match, taking Becky's spot in a sense, though she was still in the match. Point being is Charlotte taking over, and now her being the new SmackDown Women's Champion, they embrace, have a couple of embraces and a hug, and then you could just see it on Becky's face that she was gonna turn, and she did, attacking the crap out of Charlotte. And then on SmackDown Live, you have her cutting that promo there. But let's talk about SummerSlam. Let's talk about that interview.
Before the live part, how interesting would it have been if they did something that WWE usually doesn't do? If while Becky had Carmella in the armbar, what if Charlotte had a chance to attack her and then said, "No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go in front of you and applaud you and help you like get the win." How interesting would that have been for Charlotte to actually give her friend the championship because she's had so many? But Charlotte, being a selfish person that she is, she decided to betray her friend. And we, the audience, now understand completely. And on Becky's side, I'm like, come on. It's the exact same thing that Roman Reigns, like, same thing as Roman Reigns. Same thing. Oh, Dean, oh, sorry. You only had the championship once? I had it like 15 times. I needed another time, buddy. So I'm going to spear your ass right into a 1-2-3. Is that okay, pal? Is that all right? The fans would be pissed. The fans would be pissed at that one, too. Charlotte has so many title opportunities, and then she just stabs her friend in the back because I guess in Charlotte's mind, Becky has too many title reigns. Get out of here. Of course we the people understand Becky's plight. Of course we do that. Well, let's see if WWE actually puts that into the storyline proper. They didn't on SmackDown.
Yeah, they're still trying to continue on with that heel stuff for Becky Lynch. Though I've been saying and flapping my gums for months about how I wanted Becky to be the heel if they actually did move forward with a Becky Lynch Charlotte Flair match and have Becky be heel just as much as I've been flapping my gums about Bayley being the heel.
Is she a heel?
Banks, if that ever was going to pass.
Is she a heel? I can't tell.
Push her truly to be a heel, especially with that promo she cut on.
She's just upset,
and even trying to just keep going on as people were cheering, just power through her promo.
She's just upset. She's not really a heel. She's just upset. Charlotte's the heel. She's the one coming out there and bragging about her new trophy that she got there. Becky's just pissed that her friend got another opportunity and another championship, underneath her belt, while her friend gets scraps.
Well, I'm just saying from my perspective, from WWE's eyes, from what they're doing, when I see like WWE, they're wanting to have her be heel and see how she would do, and having Charlotte being the face. But I understand with the crowd reaction that Becky got at SummerSlam and Tuesday night on SmackDown Live, that maybe they need to rethink that and have Becky just stay the face and Charlotte be the heel because of what happened. But I think as of right now, in the WWE meetings right now, on paper, it's Becky Lynch heel, Charlotte Flair face for this feud to them.
Yeah, I agree completely. Charlotte is always going to be like someone that people envy because of the way that she looks and her upbringing and everything. Her athleticism, people are going to always or hate on her. And Becky Lynch is usually going to be the scrappy underdog, Daniel Bryan type of babyface because she doesn't get a lot of opportunities in there. And can we talk about the whole interview thing now? And Becky Lynch essentially said that in the interview, she didn't say that on the air, Oh yeah, by the way, WWE's YouTube channel cut out a lot of interesting comments that Becky made. That was really sneaky by them. But Becky Lynch said on an interview after the whole heel turn what we were all thinking, that she's not blonde enough to be on the cover of all these freaking photo shoots. Does she need to be the daughter of someone super famous in the company to get a push around here? I'm like, yeah. Didn't you know that? Because a lot of people are thinking that.
Yeah, didn't you get that memo?
Oh my, wow. Cutting that deep there. I don't think she would be allowed to say that on the air. And like she may get in trouble just for saying that on that show. Man. It's like 40,000 views I saw on there. Like, yeah, it's out there, man. That was some cutting deep stuff there. The Daniel Bella comment was pretty messed up too, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, I'm actually just trying to find it here. Yeah, I got the audio, 59 seconds. If I can get the freaking volume to work.
Oh yeah, I'll talk over that one. Yeah, essentially, she was talking with an interviewer, and
hold on, we got it.
You definitely sound frustrated. Is this a lot of frustrations coming out over the fact that over the last 6 months we haven't seen much of you? You are a former champion, but then I think it's fair to say you haven't had a great run. Is this
2017? I had one title match, and that was at WrestleMania, and it was a 6-way. I haven't been given a fair shot at all. I am the best on this roster, both Raw and SmackDown. And I've proven that time and time again, yet I don't get the opportunity. Why is that? Is it because I'm not blonde enough? Is that it?
Do you think that's an issue?
Is it because I don't have enough enhancements? Is that it? I'm treated like the redheaded stepchild of the entire women's division. Yet I have proved time and time again that I am the moneymaker, that I am the person that people are going to tune in to see, that they will care about, that they want to see me win.
There you go.
It sounds like she's going for the "what about me, what about Becky" thing.
Yeah.
Natalya did the exact same thing, and look what happened to that.
But it just seems like the way WWE's trying to book it is having her as the heel. And again, maybe they'll change their mind and they'll just go with how the fans are perceiving it and not even bat an eye and say, oh, this was how it was all along. Though it wasn't all along from what I'm seeing. Like from our seeing, it seemed like the plan from start was to have her heel. But if if this reaction continues for her, if she still gets the cheers each and every week, because fans are happy that she stuck up for herself, this and that being a face move, not a true heel turn.
Becky's always going to get cheered, I think, from this point on, because she didn't deserve what happened to her. I do wonder about one thing though. Besides the NXT Takeover thing, what would happen with the triple threat match if Aleister Black was there? I wonder if Charlotte's breast surgery thing took longer than expected, and we did get a singles match between Becky and Carmella. Were they going to put the strap on Becky then, or would they have like opened their glass case with James Ellsworth and have him interfere and make Carmella still win?
Yeah, that would have been interesting in that sense. I think they probably would have had Ellsworth come out or some way for Carmella to retain, and maybe book a triple threat when Charlotte is ready for the next pay-per-view or whenever that would be. Becky
kicks Ellsworth, and then she rolls up from behind, 1, 2, 3. That's how it happens.
There you
go. They would do that.
The other big crowning moment, beyond Ronda Rousey destroying my girl Alexa Bliss. But anyways, beyond that, Roman Reigns winning the Universal title. The title is finally off Brock Lesnar. Though we don't know if he's certainly gone. It seems like with everything that happened on Monday Night Raw, he could still get a title match here sooner rather than later. Also, the rumors with Kurt Angle might be coming back to wrestle.
People are saying that Braun Strowman just standing outside the ring was brilliant. Some others are saying it's dastardly by the company to say that was to have him be there, like it was a bait and switch. Mm-hmm. The company kind of promised you there would be a cash in, but then they said, nah, this is all for Roman. Others say, like, wow, it's brilliant for Braun to be there the entire time, giving the illusion that he was going to cash in, but then not. just to keep the fans quiet, so Reigns can get his celebratory, victory, and then quickly go off the air just in case they start booing. So which side of the fence are you on? Was it a brilliant strategy by the company to put him out there, or was it a sneaky tactic to quell the crowd because of Roman backlash?
I think it's kind of a combination. I think it was a brilliant move by WWE and Vince McMahon, kind of playing like a puppet master thing with the WWE audience, especially the live crowd there in Brooklyn there at the Barclays, because I'm sure Vince and the WWE knew that they were going to get that reaction from the fans, Roman haters, Lesnar haters, whatever, and they still had some of those chants. But when you have Braun Strowman out there, especially when you have Braun Strowman come out there even before the match even gosh darn starts, I think that was a smart strategy by Vince and Kay there to do that. As much as fans will say on the other end of the spectrum, but I'm on this end of the spectrum. I think it was smart. I think it was maybe
really
not the only way, but the best way it seemed to write the narrative with Roman Reigns winning the title, getting that pop a little bit from the fans of winning. But even though that could be said it was more for Braun because he might cash in, could have cashed in.
There's a lot of things. It was because Brock doesn't have the title anymore, so we can see the belt, even though we don't like the belt. Some Roman fans may have been cheering, but I'm likely what I really believe it was a combination of Brock not having the belt anymore, so we can actually see the damn thing be defended or whatever. But also, okay, Roman wins, now Braun can interfere. But they just saw that the briefcase was all the way into the freaking stratosphere because Brock tossed it there like Superman, and so there's no cash in. So what were they really cheering for? We got a title change tonight. Brock's no longer the champion. So he can go to UFC. It was a weird thing. It was a weird thing. But I did hear reports that after SummerSlam was over, it was raining boos. It was raining boos like usual. They turned it off real quick.
And yeah, that's what I was also going to bring up. That's why it was also smart too. You get that quick reaction from the fans because, like you said, half of it being dealing with Brock Lesnar finally not having the title anymore. So you have that. You have Reigns. At least you have that photo op with him with the title there at SummerSlam. At least there in the ring, and then you can fade the black end of the show. WWE.
I'm surprised they didn't give him pyro.
Well, that's why they didn't, because they knew if they had that last any longer, that boo train was going to come.
And they can't do that to their precious Roman. They can't do that.
It's wrong, but they're not stupid either, So they need not to have it too long with the
WWE clearly know the value of Braun in that segment. They know that he's popular, so they put him out there. They know that Finn is popular, so they put him as the first opponent for Roman Reigns on Raw. They know he's popular to kind of circumvent a little bit of the boos for Roman by having a popular guy who never got a fair shot at a rematch because he got hurt. So they have him be the first person for Roman to squash.
Especially now that you have good old Shield back together. So.
Oh God. Yeah, I wonder why they put that out there.
But the other big match that I want to talk about from SummerSlam, even though
it didn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Dean and Seth just got together, and now all of a sudden they're with Roman. It makes no sense storyline wise.
I think, storyline wise, but
it's not like Seth and Dean need the help. Roman doesn't need the help either because he's like, I'm big dog. I don't need any help. What happened to I don't need your help? Remember when Bobby Lashley wanted to help? He didn't need his help. What kind of nonsense?
But I think to me, why WWE's having that, because that's where they left off. That's where before Roman got the mumps, before Dean got injured and out, they were starting to have that reunited Shield, and that fell to crap because of those situations. So now Dean Ambrose is back. Roman Reigns is the Universal Champion. We finally have the title back on the Raw brand, this and that for the main title. So we'll put the Shield back together, and we'll continue what we wanted to continue in 2017. Again, this is from WWE. Wanted to continue in 2017 to have the Shield now, and now we have the Shield here in 2018 to face off against Braun Strowman, a very over superstar, and for the Shield to demolish.
I can just picture,
because I think Braun's going to have an unsuccessful cash-in.
I can just picture WWE management in the back. Oh my God, Dean Ambrose is back, guys. Oh, okay. So what are we going to do with him? Oh, let's put him with Seth because Seth needs help against those two other guys. okay, Roman is going to be champion at SummerSlam, right? Yeah, of course he's going to be champion. So how are we going to defend our baby boy Roman Reigns against the evil Braun Strowman? Let's put the Shield back together. Why? That's brilliant. Oh my God, you're so awesome. Oh my God. We got to capitalize on this right away. We got to do this right away. Dean, Seth, Roman, right away with the Shield. We got to do this right away before any of them get injured. Make sure that. Put it right now. The Shield back together before any of them get injured. Doesn't make sense storyline wise. I don't care. Put it out there. That's what happened in the back.
Yeah, and it certainly was an interesting moment. I certainly do. I personally did probably enjoyed having the Shield return, and look forward to seeing how that moves forward. But the other match I wanted to talk about last.
You think Bray will have anything to do with being on Braun Stride, or like Bray will get another member to combat the Shield for messing with his boy? Will like Braun like get a group and be the new leader of the Wyatt family, like him himself or whatever? Like Strowman family or whatever, get some people, because the Shield's going to be on his ass the entire time. Makes sense for that to happen. Mm-hmm. So, like, you think Strowman's going to recruit some people to watch his back, or will Bray get Braun back in the fold to be like a new Wyatt family? Like, what do you think's a better move?
I think the better move is to have Bray and Braun back together with the Wyatt family. And even if you can have, with WWE logic or non-logic, you can even have Luke Harper come back over there. Come back to Raw, like a random trade during the season.
Random trade, and you kind of works, but you got to explain that.
Yeah,
you got to explain how that happens.
Yeah. Well,
it makes sense because Roman's not going to be around for a while. So, like, this off the top of my head here, the only way that logically makes sense is if, I got to think a little bit about that one. I mean, like Braun does something like bad, and then Corbin's the new freaking GM. I don't even know what his mindset is.
Baron Corbin.
Yeah. GM Baron. I don't know what the hell he's gonna do over there. I don't know how that's good for ratings or whatever, but like I don't know what his GM role is yet there. Likely like being a bully, like I can do whatever I want kind of GM. So like I don't know. That guy's logic is just like off the left field somewhere. So whatever he does, it doesn't matter anymore. I can kind of understand what Kurt would do, but not Corbin, because whatever. I'm guessing he's going to be like the high school bully type of GM. Way worse than Vicky Guerrero ever was. Way worse.
Yeah, but for me, I think he's going to be more entertaining than Vicky Guerrero ever was as GM, because I think with his psyche and his however he would do in that role, that is make it unpredictable. We talk about matches and how shows are too predictable and this and that, and how I actually enjoyed SummerSlam because some of the matches most of the matches were unpredictable for me, and even picking them in the prediction show. So specifically with Baron Corbin as the interim general manager of Monday Night Raw, I think those segments and how he's going to conduct business and what's best for business and all that other stuff, and how he's going to do that is at least entertaining for me. A, because I am, yes, a Baron Corbin fan, but B, the Baron Corbin is unpredictable. Like, where exactly is he going to go? Are we going to get, because of with moving the storyline that way with Baron Corbin and writing off Kurt Angle for reasons, that maybe we will get Brock Lesnar getting that rematch against Roman Reigns at Hell in the Cell. Kurt Angle was saying there's no chance in hell, pretty much, but Kurt Angle's out there. And Baron Corbin's in, and Baron's a fellow heel with Brock. So, not with Brock, but fellow heel. So,
it is intriguing.
And easily intimidated by him, as you saw there on that Raw when they were interacting. So, I think maybe that could happen. Not saying Brock's going to win back the title, but get that rematch, get that out of the way, and we can move on with life. And I think that's what could happen, because I think Brock maybe re-signed for a little bit longer with WWE, or signed a long-term contract, but also it's stating in that as a number of a contract that he can go out to UFC and do his thing, and go from there. So I think that Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns might be happening in Hell in a Cell. Now that Mr. Baron Corbin, interim general manager, could get that done. So maybe with that as well, with him being,
I do like the key words that Kurt Angle said. No way in hell, and then Hell in a Cell is next. That was a very nice, cute phrase in there, Kurt, so they can use that in promos if they want to. Baron Corbin definitely seems like the kind of GM that would take bribes, so he would do something it's a little something here from Brock Lesnar. Here's 1% of his bonus. That's 1%. I'll take it. I can see Baron Corbin doing it. He's like, you know what? He said no way in hell. I'm saying get in hell in the cell. That's what I'm saying. So you're gonna get your rematch. There you go. I can see Corbin being that kind of GM, like taking bribes under the table. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting in that part. Wait, some weird. Oh, someone joined. A new challenger joins the battle. Okay, there we go.
Hey, Mark Ramble, how you doing? How's my co-host doing this evening?
What's going on, man? What's going on?
Going well. We can hear you. How you doing?
Fan-fucking-tastic.
Sounds like you just like came back from watching 3 hours of Raw, man.
I mean, this 3 hours of Raw actually was not bad at all. I would take SmackDown though overall this week, but
SmackDown was too good this week, man. It was too good. Yeah,
it was amazing. Oh
yeah.
And the thing is though, I've received. I mean, hearing like a lot of people getting a lot of flack for Becky for her being a heel. I mean, if you think about it, a lot of the heels nowadays are being cheered. So, I mean, I liked her promo. I liked her heel promo, even though it wasn't her, so to speak. I mean, I enjoyed it. I thought everything about SmackDown was fantastic.
Yeah, Becky had a really good promo. Everything she said was natural. It was everything that we were thinking about her heel turn in that promo, which was good. Same thing with the Miz and Maurice and Daniel Bryan. What we were thinking, they came up with that was all natural. It was a good natural progression of the storyline. But on Raw, it was really weird. You had Roman Reigns brag as we knew he would, and then he's fighting Finn Balor. That was random. And what storyline progression did we get from SummerSlam on Raw? What progression did we get? What?
It was more like a new chapter. That's what I saw it as.
Yeah, new chapter. New chapter versus continuation of story stuff. I guess that. Okay, that's fine.
Hey, Mark Ramble, what were your good, bad, and ugly overall review of SummerSlam?
Man. SummerSlam. It was interesting. I would have to say the good things about it were obviously Seth Rollins, Miz, Daniel Bryan. Believe it or not, I'm gonna actually have to say Lesnar and Reigns. You see, I'm not like a super big Reigns fan. I just don't like the way they were pushed. I've said it earlier in the show. I just don't like the way they've been pushed. Been pushing Roman, but I'll gladly take him over a part-timer like Lesnar because you see Lesnar every 2 years. That's what it feels like, especially when he's champion. He's like never there.
The number one thing I despise about the whole Roman Reigns and Lesnar thing, the number one thing I despise, you hit the nail on the head right there. It's that it's not only just Roman getting all these title shots. It's Brock Lesnar's not fighting anybody else. Yeah. I mean, we're getting no other dream matches. It's just him and Roman all the time. And then I remember a year or so ago, it was just Roman, and then randomly it was Brock versus Big Show. Oh my God. Yes, that's what the people want to see. I'm like, you got to be kidding me, right? The entire roster of 80 people, and you choose that guy. And then it was randomly Rusev or whatever. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess that's a thing. It's the same thing over and over again. It's like it's like pressing one button in a fighting game.
Yeah.
Please work.
That is exactly it. And
come on! One more hit for a KO.
And I think the thing with Balor and Roman, I didn't mind that match. I mean, if there's anything I could critique in that whole segment when Roman was pretty much starting the whole thing is if Balor came out alone. If he didn't say, I'm going to fight Finn Balor, I would have been like, okay, this is interesting. But now I feel like that when he called out Balor, it was more so okay, let me try to get this crowd with me. That type of deal. I felt like if he didn't call out Balor and Balor came out and said, hey, I want my rematch, because he's still never really got it since injury, I'd have been like, okay, now this could be something worth continuing possibly, but I don't know. It was just in my opinion.
What did you guys think of the whole, Finn Balor using the Demon against Corbin at SummerSlam?
Unnecessary.
Yeah, but then on the next night, the main title on Raw, which eluded him for 2 years, Demon, not good enough. And they didn't explain it at all.
Yes.
They completely ignored it.
Yep.
There's a fan theory on Reddit about like maybe the Demon needs a 48-hour recharge in order to get the souls correct to come out there.
Yeah, geez.
I'm like, something. It made no sense. I'm like, you know what? Main title I've been looking for, Demon not worth it. Baron Corbin, I beat him before, but I need to make sure I beat him again for absolutely no reason.
Need to crush him into the ground. Yeah, I needed a little extra juice to crush him into the ground, not just to feed him, but to crush him, like a Rusev crush sort of thing. But yeah, I was surprised because I was one that was even saying before SummerSlam that match, the Finn Balor versus Baron Corbin match, even though again I'm a big fan of Baron Corbin, the Lone Wolf, that match should have went on the pre-show, and that mixed tag match.
And the reason why it wasn't on the pre-show was because the Demon was going to be there. That's the reason why.
Right. No, I know, and I remember I even brought that up on the prediction show. I said the reason why it was switched was because of that, months ago, and that the prospect that the Demon could come back. I didn't say it was, so I wasn't like predicting it, so I wasn't correct. But I just said in the article that I was reading that said the reason it was switched was because the prospect of the Demon was going to come back. But whatever. I think that mixed tag match deserved to be on the main show and not in a freaking empty arena match.
It was 10th on the card. I was like, what? Sitting at 10th. I'm like, did they not see how bored the crowd was with their first 2 matches? You're going to put this 10th on the damn card? It's as stupid as putting Asuka and Charlotte at WrestleMania, like, what, 3rd on the card? That's one of your biggest matches there, and you could put that 3rd, and you could put Nia and Alexa Bliss, what, 3rd from the top? Who books the God? Cringe. Someone has like I said, Alexa fetish or something like that. Damn.
And another thing is, and this is just in my opinion, in regards to the whole Becky Lynch show. I didn't like the fact that they added Charlotte to the match because it was kind of unnecessary if you think about it. I mean, but at the same time, it's like
unneeded. Yep.
Yeah, it's kind of it wasn't needed, but at the same time, it was though. Because if you look at it like this, Becky Lynch and Carmella, you look at that match. A lot of people were expecting Becky to win, but if you add Charlotte to it, it's kind of like
it's like a foregone conclusion that she wins it. That's why it's in the prediction show. I'm like, Charlotte wins because they love Charlotte. That's it. That's the main reason. They make any sense storyline wise, but they love Charlotte. Like I would have liked like for Naomi to like get a chance once again, or maybe like debut what's her name, Nikki Cross on the show. Maybe she gets a shot, but Charlotte again. I'm like, oh brother, her.
And then we also have Daniel Bryan losing to The Miz with a knockout punch there with brass knucks. And on the pre-show, the B team are still the Raw Tag Team Champions. So,
great match. Great match.
I know, 4-star worthy, right, Meltzer?
Woo, man. Edge of my seat.
But, Mark, what were your thoughts on the Bryan-Miz match?
I thought it was good. I definitely expect more to come. I know for a fact there's going to be more to come. More singles matches, not to include the mixed tag match. I even think that match is going to be good, too.
When I saw the match, when at the prediction show, I was like, if this match ends in bullshit, then Daniel Bryan's re-signed. And it did end in bullshit. There's no way. There was no way. And with the whole brass knucks thing, which we all know was like probably a beanbag in his hand for real. But the match structure, it felt like they were holding back because I remember their matches beforehand, and they put a lot into that match. This match felt like they were holding back for more in the future. So that's the way I felt like during that match. I did like the part in the match when Daniel Bryan, like when he first got his hands in the Miz there, he put his hand on his throat, like the big wind up punch, because it's all been about that punch in the face thing, like the big wind up punch there, and like he hit him in the face there, started wailing on him. So that was cute that they put that in there, like for the people that have been following Daniel Bryan's story. So that was good that they added that in there. And Maurice was sitting there in the front row with her baby, which is 99% chance not really in there. But she was there ringside there, and she swiped the getting the beanbag of doom, and then he hit him with it, and 1, 2, 3, Daniel Bryan got knocked out. You're not gonna have an actual brass knuckles hit somebody in the head who has a concussion. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
Yeah, for sure.
I also like the part during the match when Miz was trying to kick Bryan, that moment, when the superstar holds the other superstar's leg up and whatever, stare down, and then slapped him 3 times, slap, almost as much as those punches you're talking about, Clackman. But I was actually more interested with the slap. It's like, well, I guess he's, instead of punching him in the face, just slap him in the face. So that was a funny moment too.
One of the best parts, of that match, nobody ever did this in the company before. When Miz did the yes kicks to Daniel Bryan, and Bryan ate them as if he was absorbing them into his own power.
I know, like he's being Hogan.
I was like, Bryan, you okay, man? He was like, oh, eat kicks. Oh. Like, if you follow his indie story, he ate a lot of kicks. Kota Ibushi kicks like a motherfucker, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Kota Ibushi. And Minoru Yeesh, man. Kenta, the Kenta kicks, aka Hideo Itami, they kick like it's a real fucking sport. You know what I'm saying? They kick hard.
I know, I've seen those kicks and I feel them, and I'm just watching. Like, dang.
There's like maybe 2 people in wrestling with chops hard enough to make you feel at home. One of them is Pentagon Jr., and the other guy's Walter, who looks as he hits as hard as he looks. I'll put it that way. When he hits you, you fall to the ground. That's guaranteed. Okay, you get hit with a frying pan.
Yeah. Well, speaking of, this whole storyline with Samoa Joe and WWE champion AJ Styles with a family being brought into it, or AJ Styles.
That dialogue was too good, man. That dialogue was too good. I was waiting for him to say, "Who's your daddy?" I was waiting for that one. I'm like, come on, say it. Say it. I'll be your daddy. I'm like, yeah.
That was amazing.
I'm like, yeah, just say it. I know you want to say it. Oh man, that was good. That was good.
Either really.
I'm like, let's go. Yeah, the match itself was, I gotta say, average by itself there, but the dialogue itself, that just brought it out there to another level of being personal. Because if you watch their TNA Impact Wrestling matches, way better stuff they did over there, way more innovative stuff. But in this match by itself there, just the intrigue, the storytelling was what sold this match. So I don't know why Samoa Joe has a AJ family fetish. Maybe it's the same reasoning as Nakamura having a fascination with AJ Styles' balls. Maybe it's the same thing that in the air. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's gotta be.
Oh, how you like how on SmackDown, Jeff Hardy blocked Nakamura's low blow instantly, and it took AJ forever to never figure that out.
Yeah, that was really interesting.
I'm like, okay. Yeah, that logic there. Maybe AJ gave Jeff some tips about Nakamura. Maybe then.
So all in all, what would you guys say as your actual grade leaving SummerSlam? However you want to grade it, up, down, F through A, whatever. How would you grade SummerSlam now leaving it and everything being in the dust? Clackman.
I would say overall it's an up per se, but I wouldn't say it's the best pay-per-view that WWE did this year. I think the pay-per-view before this was pretty good. But it was the ending was kind of cringe, but they had decent matches enough to justify being SummerSlam worthy. Mm-hmm. But so after seeing NXT Takeover the night beforehand, which was so awesome with the drama, intensity, the reversals, the counters, the destruction, the carnage, and then you see SummerSlam, and it's like, that the best you got? That the best you got? Really?
It's true competition. I mean, I don't know if the main roster realized it, but NXT, when it comes to these pay-per-views, is whooping their ass.
Yeah, it's what Vanessa said. Like when I was there, it was like everything was full except for the top back sections near the stage, which is like horrible in the first place. So like I gotta say, like 14,000 was there. Just like the top back was tarped off. What's up, man?
Yeah, I just wanted to say here in the chat, so people that are watching live and are spending their time to interact with us.
Let me guess, they're calling me an idiot. Shut up, Black man. You don't know, man.
Actually, we'll see. Anyways, Michael Andrews here saying that the title doesn't main event, so the Universal title looks strong. Somehow, the IC title got on the W title's level. No matters. The IC title's prestige. It will never have the prestige of the WWE Championship. And then he said SummerSlam to me was an 8.5 out of 10. And he said, Clackman, you're a genius.
Oh, yeah. Without saying, yeah. Thank you very much, man.
We got to stroke that ego, so there you go.
You probably didn't even say that. No, I got to wipe up the shoulders.
No, maybe, but he did put you're a genius when you were talking about how you thought he was dissing you. So, but yeah, that's just how Michael Andrews here in the chat. But yeah, what I was gonna say in regards to SummerSlam, I definitely give it a thumbs up. Thought it was very, very good. Ron Smack.
It could have been a lot worse. You're right. It could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, and how. Oh, here's a question I want to ask you, Clackman, because weren't you also live at Raw?
Yeah.
What were how were the seats there? Half full?
It was about the same thing as Takeover. It was like the top parts in the back were off, a little splattered out in the upper sections. When the wave started in the middle of I forget. Oh, it was like a Kurt Hawkins. I think it was a Kurt Hawkins match or whatever. It was like I think it was getting started around then. It was cool to see the wave like there from the topper bowl, just like seeing it started and whatever. And it was continuing the top section for some reason, even though it was off camera. But yeah, it was the wave in that section. Yeah. So like it was still the same as before. I generally don't like the seating at Barclays Center because it's too damn like cramped and tight over there, and the seats are actually hard. They're like really hard. They're not soft or cushioned. It's hard. The arm rail's hard. The seats are hard. It's just off. And like the other day when someone like had spilled beer on the ground when I got there, in my seat when I got there, beer was already on the ground. And by the time the whole event was over, it was still there on the damn ground. It didn't it didn't go away, it didn't soak away the air. It was just still there. I'm like, I was like, my feet were like off to the side a little bit there the entire time. I'm like, ugh, this is great. I'll probably have to go upstairs to get a napkin or whatever. It's a thing. But like, it was just weird. But the big moments in the crowd like were kind of the same thing as on TV. I had to rewatch Raw to like hear the commentary. But oh yeah, I'll tell you this. Going to NXT Takeover and seeing Mauro Ranallo like jump out of his chair like a damn jumping bean. Oh, that was so good. That was so good. I was like,
Yeah, they share that on the network. It seems like they randomly do that. Not every NXT show, or maybe they do now.
They did. They did the spy cam. They did the spy cam for Mauro Ranallo.
Yeah, they have that for Mauro, and then they post it on their YouTube channel.
Yeah, they did another one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
Yeah, here's another chat here from Michael Andrews saying SmackDown at SummerSlam delivered. SmackDown honestly was the backbone of the positives for SummerSlam.
I 100% believe that. When I was thinking about like what happened this weekend, NXT TakeOver started like a good vibes for the entire weekend with their awesome show. And then SummerSlam didn't have to be good because NXT TakeOver was good. Then Monday Night Raw doesn't have to be good because SummerSlam was, pretty good by itself there. and then SmackDown solidified the whole the whole SummerSlam experience by being awesome the way it ended, which we didn't talk about yet. But
Right.
the way it ended, the crowd feel in the Barclays Center, woo, having a good time. It was just overall like we got to end on a really good note, and they freaking delivered. That's 100% there. So that was really good. And SmackDown is really, really well known nowadays for being as good as NXT is with their storytelling and their match quality. Like most, if not everything, makes sense storyline wise on SmackDown. So that's a good job they did do. It's almost as good as what Impact is doing, almost as good. So it's pretty good, but they can't go there when it comes to like Impact stuff. Oh God, what they do
And
over
also,
there.
we'll be mentioning because Kyron Chase is going to be gone for a couple of weeks. Mark, let me know if Kyron can make it tonight because I know he wanted to. I know Kyron wanted to respond to that fan that sent me that email. So, Mark, let me know if he can make it.
I really want to know who sent it too. That's interesting.
Well, I was going to bring it up if Kyron was able to make it. That's what I meant. But you let me know, Mark. Send me a Twitter DM or whatever.
I got you.
If he makes it or not. But no, with SmackDown Live and with the NXT show, I do agree there. And I really think SmackDown Live is even going to become that much better when they move to the Fox network in October 2019. I know
Maybe that's why they're doing good. I think I remember like when the Fox deal was being done, and SmackDown shows weren't really that good, and people were making fun of the shows. And then all of a sudden, maybe like a month later, the show started getting really good over and over again, consistently good over and over again. So you think that has something to do with it now that the Fox deal's looming, and Fox wants a good showcase for what they're going to get?
Yeah, I think you're onto something. I agree there 100% that now that they have this deal, and now you have those executives watching you. Not saying, I mean, they already signed the dotted line. They can't, I mean, I don't know, whatever. I was going to say that they can't pull out of the deal, but just one of those, show what the SmackDown show has and improving each and every week or just continuing to be good, if not improving to be better. And then when you get to October 2019, you have Renee Young as your head lead commentator. In October 2000
on SmackDown, you think?
Live, I think so. I think that'd
be cool though. I wouldn't mind that really.
That one-time thing, which also coordinated with her husband coming back, but also the one-time thing there with Renee Young and commentary, she did great. I think it was just simply a tryout. It's one of those we're planning to have her as the main one on SmackDown Live. If she does anything but like implode and truly fuck up, then we're not going to give it to her. But she did well and she did good, and it's going to be that. So I think that's the plan for Renee Young. And I think Renee Young.
No, it's not. It's not like that. That's not the way it works over there. I've been watching WWE's commentary for a while now. The way it works over there is if they really do want you there, you'll be there every single week, no matter what. I remember when Todd Grisham was there. I think his name, the main commentator now on SmackDown. I remember when he was there, and Mauro Ranallo was there. They had a 4-man booth at the time. Mm-hmm. Todd was there the entire time from out of nowhere. He wasn't on NXT. He was nowhere. I'm like, who the hell is this guy? It was Mauro Ranallo, JBL, and some other guy. I forget on the end. But it was Todd came out of nowhere. Mauro came out of nowhere. And they were both there. And so if they like you, but they were there every single week. If Renee's not there every single week there, they don't have a lot of plans for her. They don't. Because you can practice in the Performance Center, your commentary work and your chemistry. But if you're not there every single week there, they got no real plans for you. If she's on SmackDown, like from here until Evolution in October, they have real plans for her. That's real.
Okay, yeah, because I see, because that's why I assumed it the other way. But thanks for laying down those facts for me, because that's where I thought it and assumed it was going. Like they were just,
because they like her once doesn't mean they like you all the time. Yeah, there's a reason why Byron and the coach and Percy Watson are there. There's a reason why they're there. It's a company reason why they're there. And Renee can do like specials. She can do specials like the Mae Young Classic, but the big shows there, that's a Vince thing. So I don't think he's okay with that, like long term.
Okay. All right, no, that's good. It's good because like I said, I was thinking on the whole entire other side of the field there with that thinking. But thanks for laying down those facts. Also, Michael has a good hotspot for us, so got to think on your feet here. If you were to draft a roster, WWE based only, who would be your first men, woman, and tag team picks for your roster?
Ooh.
Mark.
Oh man! Oh, you gonna put me on the line first? Okay.
I went first last time.
Yeah, you did first now, Mark.
Oh, man. You said men, woman, and then tag team, right?
Yeah, we'll be your first picks. Yeah.
In each of those divisions for your roster.
I would have to say Charlotte for women because you could always count on her.
Mm-hmm.
Men, I would have to say I would have to say Seth Rollins actually. Seth Rollins and tag team. Oh man, the Bar. I like the Bar.
Cool.
I really like.
I'll go. Since you said Seth, I'll say Kevin Owens as the guy. For women, I would say Sasha Banks, and for tag teams, I would say the New Day.
Okay, I like that. I was a little surprised when you said KO.
Yeah, KO's great, man. He's overall great.
He is. He's underused, really, extremely underused. And then he got squashed by Braun, which really.
I think he's overall a better performer in a lot of ways than Braun Strowman is. So he would be my number one pick.
Especially when he's selling too.
He's the right size for being like a smaller but yet bigger than most people. He's a great talker. He can talk people into buildings. His wrestling skills are really good as well. He can take bumps, as you saw at the Hell in at the last steel cage match they had. So he's overall a good performer. He's probably as good as Seth Rollins is overall when it comes to wrestling and mic skill combinations.
And for me, for the men, I would pick for my roster first overall be Seth Rollins. For the women, first overall would be
Don't say Ronda Rousey. That's too easy. Don't say that.
Don't worry, I wasn't going to say Ronda Rousey. I wasn't going to say Sasha Banks. And I wasn't going to say Charlotte Flair. I was going to say for my number one overall pick for this whole entire thing,
Stephanie McMahon.
Little Miss Bliss, Alexa Bliss. Would be
wow.
And for tag teams and for the tag team division, I actually picked the New Day.
What the fuck? Come on, man.
So Seth Rollins, Alexa.
They're good. They're damn good. You should pick the Usos, man. I left the Usos wide open.
No, you can have the Usos.
Usos are good, man.
Damn good, man. But the New Day has a lot more chemistry and a lot more different styles to them.
Mm-hmm.
Like they sell a lot of merch. Their individual act is really good. When they're on. Their mic skills are all good, and the wrestling ability is all good as well. They rarely ever get injured for all three of them. That's really good. And they're overall a good hand, if you will, for the tag team division. I'd probably say them above anybody else, like a first draft picks. Yeah.
And then for Michael Andrews, who's still talking with us in the live chat, his picks are Dean Ambrose, Becky Lynch, and the Revival.
That's a solid one.
Revival's like super underrated, and I wouldn't be surprised if they'll let go next year. I wouldn't be surprised because WWE doesn't know how to use them. They don't know how to use them. Like they don't even know how to use the Authors of Goddamn Pain. Get out of here.
And they kind of messed up from the gates with Sanity.
Oh yeah.
Oh, was a 2-month delay and their jobbers.
What was up with that?
2-month delays in their jobbers. Please, man, that's horrible. They don't do any of the cool stuff they did in NXT. They don't have smoke when they come out there. They don't like come into the outside of the audience. They don't do that anymore. They don't jump people anymore. It's the same old stuff.
And plus, they let go of Pyro too, which is another crazy thing I thought was terrible.
Ricochet had Pyro, and they count smoke effects as Pyro at NXT Takeover. They do different things over there at Takeover. But
I think they really need to bring back Pyro because it makes things a whole lot better. And then another thing I mentioned, I mean, this is just a simple thought of mine. I mentioned this a couple months ago. What the hell happened to intros? It's like they don't even have intros anymore. Like the SmackDown intros, Raw intros, they don't have anything. And that is really what sets the
the theme songs and everything. Yeah, man. It's the signature and right into the show. Yeah.
Yeah, no more intros. Titantrons technically are almost gone themselves, like back in the day with the awesome Titantron.
I know why. It's pretty obvious why they're gone.
Why do you think so?
The same reason why TV shows in general don't have intros longer than 5 seconds. Less intro time equals more money, more ad time. That's why.
Yeah, they're gonna
It used
regret.
to be, it used to be like Batman's opening theme song, dun, 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 DuckTales theme, and Darkwing Duck and everything to get you hype, to get you home. It used to be that way. The intro used to be there for a specific reason. The reason was to get you hyped, to get your butt from that TV so you can watch the ads of the show. Now that everything's like on demand, you can watch whenever you want to. They don't need to do that anymore. They don't need to get your, there's not time schedule there. You can watch any time. So there's no need to put money into a theme song when we could put more money into having more ads in the show. So that's why they do that.
You're gonna regret that heavy because those theme songs really set the tone. I don't care what anybody says.
They used to be really good, but now, if you go to YouTube and you go to the timeline, the intros, quality goes down. Yeah. They go down.
It used to be really intense. It used to be really intense and like serious. Now it's like more family oriented. You can just tell by the way it sounds. The theme songs are not the same. Not at all. Not even close.
Yeah. The quality is like just gone. Back in the 90s, when you needed to have a good theme song to get your fans there, they were good.
It was good.
And then also for me, I miss, and I know we probably won't ever get this back, but whatever, is the specific setups for the pay-per-views.
Oh yeah,
like the Backlash with that that swinging thing, Halloween Havoc in WCW with the pumpkin setup. On the stages, the actual stages for each pay-per-view. That's what got me to watch them beyond the matches and the pay-per-view. That got me pumped for it just to see it or see it for a little bit during that or something. And then you're ready for a pay-per-view.
I personally missed the fist on SmackDown. That was really what I loved. I don't know why it was so special to me, but I just loved the fist. The Seals guys come out and then have that oversized silver fist just sitting there.
I think like nowadays it'll seem kind of tacky, like with the fist just up there. I think maybe putting a fist in some way up there to represent where SmackDown came from. I think that's cool. But like the giant fist is like all gaudy and like in your face and whatnot. So like I think nowadays it'd be kind of like de-emphasized anyway.
Remember when they get to that SmackDown 100 or 1000 or whatever that is, and they can have that superimposed fist like they did with the big dog thing for SummerSlam.
Oh, kill me now.
And the money signs they had for Carmella and stuff like that. They'll have the SmackDown fist for just, imposed for that night.
God, don't.
What's that thing that the kids like? I think it begins with like a letter A. Augmented reality. Augmented reality. That's what they were doing with the 3D effects. I'm like, oh my god. They did it at WrestleMania. They didn't do it at Greatest Royal Rumble, but they did it here again. Like I guess that's their signature call for big pay-per-views from now on, having holographic effects for their top guys.
Right, WrestleMania and the Oscar masks. Yeah.
Oh, the Oscar mask that was really cool. Yeah, like hanging down from the ceiling. That was really cool. I thought like about that if they're gonna use that one. Like I thought about this like for a while. I was talking about this on my live stream on my YouTube thing, and I thought like, what if they simulate pyro with the holographic effects? So when AJ Styles does this like his bend down thing, instead of like the light coming on, you can see like an animated streamers coming out there like it used to have.
Ooh.
Like anime, the only people at home can see them.
That's probably too much money.
Like in the arena, you can probably hear them, but like at home, you see the streamers come out like that. You can see it. Like Batista comes back. If Batista comes back there and he has the guns with no pyro coming out, something's wrong with that.
Yeah,
right.
Definitely for sure.
Oh my god, that guy needs pyro. You imagine Edge coming out there with no pyro? Come on, dude. Come on. That guy lives on pyro. Honestly, like HBK has one more match and they're not going to give him pyro. Oh, the sin of all sins.
He didn't come out of retirement for that.
Hey Steve, Kyron just texted me. He said he's college shopping right now, so I don't know if he.
Oh, I didn't know because I know he said he wanted to respond. So, if he's able to, he's able to. We'll see if we're still on there when he's able to. Going back here to the live chat, Michael Andrews asking us, would we be okay if Raw and SmackDown, both were both 2.5 hours instead of being 2 and 3 hours? So both being the same time, 2.5 hours, 2.5 hours.
I think that's fine, really.
They're not going to change it. I don't think about that kind of stuff.
It's always going to be 3 and 2.
No, they're not going to change it because that's what advertisers are used to. It's that simple.
They're getting a lot more advertisements in the Raw.
You get more advertisements. You get more advertisements with a 2.5 hour SmackDown. That is true, but they're not going to change it. Not anytime soon. If they're going to change, they're going to. If they are going to change it, they're going to match Raw and be 3 hours, which sucks, kind of. But there's a lot of talent you're not using on that damn show. There's a lot of talent. There's a lot of talent. They're not using Shelton Benjamin. They're not using. Yeah.
Chad Gable.
Chad Gable's on Raw, but the
tripping. My bad.
he's not being used either. On main event this week, they had Mojo Rawley, No Way Jose, Heath Slater, and Rhino. Oh, not Heath Slater and Rhino. It was Rhino versus Mojo Rawley. Oh, that's great. Oh, yeah. Here's my money, Vince.
I'm still surprised they're having those shows. Main event or Superstar or whatever.
Still around, unfortunately. Like, I made a post on Reddit, got to get some good responses about Thanos doing the finger snap to get rid of half the roster on WWE because you're not using them anyway. Just get rid of them. You don't need them. You're not going to use Titus Worldwide. You're not going to use freaking Heath Slater and Rhino. Just cut your losses, man. Cut the losses, unfortunately, and get the Pyro back.
So are you guys pumped for what's going to be this mixed tag match in Hell in a Cell with the Miz and Maurice versus Brie Bella?
I'm absolutely 100% pissed. I thought for sure that kind of blood feud deserved to be in Hell in a Cell. I thought that it deserved to be in Hell in a Cell.
I think they're saving it for Mania, honestly.
I 100% hope that match makes more sense at Evolution. Even though it's an all-women pay-per-view, you got women in the match, so therefore they bypass that rule. So there you go. Be there instead. Be there instead. Don't put those two in a Hell in a Cell because they deserve that kind of blood feud. Or put a mixed tag match in Hell in a Cell. First time ever mixed tag match in Hell in a Cell. How about that, Vince? You like first time evers, right? You like them? You like them? You like them? There you go. First time ever.
Well, Stephanie certainly likes announcing them.
First time ever.
I have a question for you guys.
Okay.
Do you guys think the casual wrestling fans of WWE have gotten a lot smarter, or do you think just the smarter WWE fans have truly begun to look at WWE now?
Casuals got smarter because if they didn't get smarter, then Roman Reigns would still be majority cheered, but he's not. They wouldn't care what other people think.
I agree there.
What the hell is this? Oh my! Nah, it's got to be some sort of fucking Photoshop.
Oh. Michael Andrews, though, responding kind of to Clackman here, saying Miz versus Bryan isn't ready for a Hell in a Cell match. Miz avoids Bryan and wins WWE title at Royal Rumble. Bryan at number 1 wins the Rumble. Miz no longer could avoid Bryan, and they have their one last match at WrestleMania for the WWE Championship.
Oh, they're going to stretch it out to WrestleMania. Okay.
No, that's what Michael's saying.
Let's see them try.
But he's saying that feud not yet set, I guess, to have a Hell in a Cell one-on-one. That's why he thinks they're going with the mixed tag match.
Stretching out is good, but I put them in a cell. I want to see what they do in the cell because those guys want to kill each other. So that deserves to be in Hell in a Cell. AJ and Joe deserve to be in Hell in a Cell, and Hardy and Orton deserve to be in Hell in a Cell. All three of them.
Since we have this gimmick pay-per-view and we have the Hell in a Cell there, every single match, whether it deserves it or not, Hell in a Cell.
That would be copying what TNA does with Lockdown. Every single match is in the damn cage. They've been doing it for like over a decade. They copy TNA with the whole women pay-per-view thing. Why not copy that as well? And why don't you call it the Usos present Lockdown? Oh, they can't do that because TNA probably owns the rights to that name because that's the name of they're all Hell in a Cell pay-per-view.
Or they'll just go with Dean Ambrose and Welcome to the Asylum.
Oh shit! Welcome to the Asylum. There we go. It got to be something catchy like Awesome Asylum or something like that. Yeah.
Gotta have promos ready for that. Yeah,
Dean Ambrose presents the Asylum. Only on pay-per-view. Only the WWE Network. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, every match.
Just try to escape.
There we go. Can you escape with being sane? Oh my god, that'd be cool. You can do something with that one. You could do that one. Have a new type of Hell in a Cell per se. That'd be interesting. Like all Hell in a Cell match because there's a lot of blood feuds out there. And you can have like the Shield and Bray Wyatt's new group or whatever versus versus the Bray Wyatt in a cage. You can do that one. Have Sasha Banks turn on Bailey or whatever. In between this point, there have that in a cell. That'd be good too. Kevin Owens versus the Money in the Bank briefcase. I don't freaking know, but because he's always about that. But like they can do a lot of good matches at that pay-per-view if they felt like it. There's quite a few. There's like 5 or 6 I can think off the top of my head that deserves to be in Hell in a Cell.
Michael's saying though that he thinks Becky and Charlotte deserve Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, like that's a long time in the making. Best friends, bitter rivals. Like Shawn Michaels and Triple H back in the day. They had a really good match. HBK's comeback match at SummerSlam when he was in the jeans. That was long and brutal. So they can build some stuff.
And that's one of my favorite SummerSlams of all time. That year's SummerSlam with that match included part of it. But I think we might as well. Most of these matches seem like they warrant having in the Hell in a Cell.
And for the first time ever, every match can be Hell in a Cell. Just put it out there because that's what it needs. I mean, like, who's gonna argue that Miz and Bryan don't deserve Hell in a Cell? Who's gonna argue that Becky and Charlotte do not deserve Hell in a Cell? Who's gonna argue that one? Like 1 or 2 random trolls out there? No, it should be that. No, give it here. Whatever. Come on, man.
Casual WWE fans.
The casuals. It's too violent. My kid can't watch that. Shut up.
Heel turn wrestling figures here in the chat, just saying what's up to you. Thanks for stopping by. Mark, what are your thoughts on that? Do you think that would be interesting for you if they dubbed with Hell in a Cell being all Hell in a Cell matches?
I feel like since the casual fans have gotten smarter, which means they've probably seen a lot more, I would say they would instantly pick up on the fact. I feel like there would actually be a split. It'd be a split of the normal fans being, okay, yeah, that's a good idea, and then the other fans saying, okay, you're taking TNA's idea.
Pre-show matches are not not in the cells. Everything else on the card is all cage matches. Like no Finn Balor versus Corbin on the main card. None of that nonsense. No Lashley versus Elias on the main show. No, none of that. None of that. If you're on the main card, you're in that cage. You deserve to be in that cage.
What should mean all title matches should then be in the cage because hey, they're title matches.
Not necessarily all title matches.
Well, I kind of would go to the thinking that they should because hey, they're championship matches. Let's give them some respect, but respect in the names of the championships and have those matches be in Hell in a Cell. We're going to do a pay-per-view of the main card being all Hell in a Cell matches.
Yeah. Like I don't know like who the New Day's going to fight there in the cage because they just won the championships. So who are they going to fight in the cage? I don't know. Like what do you guys think? Who does New Day fight now that the Bludgeon Brothers are out of the picture for a while? What makes sense with the bar? Who's those again? The bar? Yeah, they make the bars be pretty good. They've been teasing things for a while with that team, so it makes sense. So like that can be in a Hell in a Cell match. That's cool with those guys there. If they get the blood boiling between Elias and Lashley, maybe that can be in a cage. We'll see what happens with those two.
You might have B Team against the Revival again. You might have that for Hell in a Cell pay-per-view for the Raw Tag Team Championships.
Where's Sami Zayn? Is he injured?
Yep,
he's out till February.
He tore
he's out till then?
Yeah, he's out for a while.
Ooh, okay. Another shoulder tear, another shoulder tear, or another body part.
Another rotator cuff injury.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right, just wondering. Okay.
So yeah, he's not available for show until February, whenever. So he won't even be able to be back for Royal Rumble. He'd have to be after Royal Rumble on the road to WrestleMania. So,
do you guys think there'll be an NXT call up between now and, let's just say, the Evolution pay-per-view? Another call up there.
No.
Shayna Baszler, no. You don't think so? No. Aleister Black, no. Adam Cole, baby, none of that.
I think it's going to be a serious call up WrestleMania time. I think it's going to
10 on one show. Screw it.
I think it's going to be a serious call up.
I think 10.
Though, if anything, Royal Rumble.
Okay.
If anything.
5 afterwards per show. That'd be kind of interesting.
Yeah, see, for me, I see maybe it's only in October to do it, so they don't have an actual dual branded pay-per-view event. They have the Super Show to start off October, and you're ending the month with the first ever Women's Evolution there. So you're having that, and maybe you sandwich in between on a Raw and SmackDown together. That's how they do things. You promote and have another, not draft, but whatever, Superstar Shakeup, that's what I was saying. And then you have some call-ups in there. And what I've been seeing and thinking that probably they might be calling up could be Shayna Baszler, EC3. Velveteen Dream, probably not, though he did have that on his tights at NXT TakeOver. And that's really the two that I see to be called up. But I do see it happen before Survivor Series. So that's at least where I'm going. And heel turn wrestling figure saying Sami Zayn or to him will be returning at WrestleMania 35. Well, at least from his timetable, unless he can, work out like a man. Maybe he might be able to make it Rumble. Maybe.
I hope he doesn't feud with Owens when he comes back. Don't make it that obvious.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. It seems like they probably would. I mean, why not? You have it back there and instead of for them to have a WrestleMania match, especially if it's delayed even. From February.
Funny how Zayn got injured twice and Owens got injured never.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys heard about the Chris Jericho.
I'll get it.
Chris Jericho suggested the idea of Seth Rollins and Chris Jericho going at it, kind of like IWGP going against WWE, both intercontinental. And he kind of wanted
that likely can happen because Seth is likely down for like a 5-year contract at the minimum right now, and he's not doing anything with Jericho right now. Jericho is definitely a free agent. He can do whatever he wants, but Seth Rollins is not that case. He can't do that. It's nice to dream about it, like AJ versus Shawn Michaels. That's nice to dream of. It's likely not going to happen.
Yeah, that's very true.
Like IWGP has to give the okay, and Jericho has to give the okay. Vince has to give the okay. It's too many damn factors. Too many factors. Because if Jericho was not the champion, it'd be easier. But since he's the champion of NJPW, more difficult than ever right there. That's too hard.
I thought that would have been a really cool thing to see, knowing that it probably wouldn't happen.
But it's only possible on TV for Impact Wrestling because they have a relationship with NJPW right now with a couple of the characters, so they could possibly do that there, and they're not on American soil either, so they can do that there. But Seth Rollins, not going to happen. Jericho can come back, but not with that title.
I don't think he wanted to go with the title. I think it's more just like a simple fact that people know that he's champion up there.
He did wear an Alpha Club shirt on WWE TV when he came back a few months ago for Raw 25. So he did do that. And that I don't know if that's property of NJPW. The Bullet Club, that name, yes. But Alpha Club, that could be a joint thing between Jericho and himself. I mean, Jericho's not stupid. He wouldn't just give away the rights to like Alpha Club, which is probably his invention, and Don Callis' invention, all of it to NJPW. He wouldn't be that stupid. And so I believe Alpha Club is like majority his, if anything else. So he could come back as that one. He can do the whole haircut, the makeup thing that he's doing in NJPW. He could do that as well, like that iteration. But the main issue, the reason why we shouldn't get our hopes up about that match happening, is that it won't be the crazy Chris Jericho from NJPW. It won't be him. It'll be WWE's Chris Jericho. The Y2J, the music, and the list. It'll be that Jericho. It won't be the crazy one fighting in the audience, spitting at referees and kicking commentators. It won't be that crazy guy. It'll just be regular old Chris Jericho talking in promos and maybe do a low blow to Jericho at most. It won't be as nasty and licking blood off your freaking hands, and it won't be that Jericho. It won't be that guy. So I don't know why people want that Jericho in the WWE. It's not going to be the same thing.
No, I agree there. From heel turn wrestling figures, he wanted to explain himself about why he has Sami Zayn slotted to come back at WrestleMania 35. He says, and I quote, "Also, my prediction is that this was AJ Styles. AJ Styles will call out anyone from backstage, and Sami Zayn will return, and Sami will be in a championship match at WrestleMania 35 with AJ Styles for the WWE title, and then that will lead to AJ to retire there in 2019. So that's how he sees it.
Sami Zayn's on Raw.
I mean, I heard they're going to do a Ronda Charlotte thing at WrestleMania, so I don't know how that's going to work.
Sami Zayn can't be on SmackDown. After WrestleMania, then we'll talk, but not before WrestleMania. Right. Roman Reigns saying that, or whoever the champion is saying that one, switch the names. That's fine. It doesn't have to be the world title. It could be any title. It could be the U.S. title, the IC title. It could be a random open challenge match at any time when Sami Zayn's ready. So it could be then. Have someone beforehand who's a good guy or whatever win the title belt right when Sami Zayn's ready to come back to like the next week there. I'm a fighting champion, yada, yada, yada. I choose you. Same old stuff.
Right. And the only way I see his idea happening is if during the Superstar Shakeup they switch the champions. Switch the Universal and WWE champions and then they go to the other brand. And that's the only way, I guess, obviously, that would work out there with having AJ Styles face Sami Zayn at WrestleMania for the.
Remember back when I gave Luke Harper to Raw to feud with the Shield? Yeah. Well, Raw gave us something in return. Like 8 months later, it all makes sense now. I think it is so.
I mean, Baron Corbin was the genius in that pick because Sammy's out, but hey, Paige got somebody sort of thing like, that kind of a deal where, it was a one-sided because, again, with the whole in the universe thinking, but yeah, that would be certainly interesting, so to speak, specifically. He said to draft him in SmackDown and be a surprise. Okay, well. Either way, respect your opinion there, but certainly be interesting to see whatever WWE does when Sami Zayn does return, February, March, January, whatever he does return to WWE. Unfortunately with his injury and being out for so long, I don't know, maybe he might, come beefed up like Dean Ambrose did after his match away. So I know we might see a new look Sammy. I don't know.
Sammy Swole. They're gonna call him Sammy Swole.
Sammy Swole.
No, we said come up to Jack to the gills. What you been on, man? Yo, what you been on? High protein diet. Yeah, I bet.
Here's another question. We're going to have a Raw in regards to Ronda Rousey and Stephanie McMahon and everything there. Which match do you see for being the main event for Evolution? Like I know we've been hearing the rumors about Ronda Rousey versus Nikki Bella. We're thinking Ronda Rousey versus Stephanie McMahon. So someone. Ronda has to face someone, Ronda can't face Ronda, So, for me, what I would like to see actually is to get AJ Lee to be able to be for Evolution and have AJ Lee versus Ronda Rousey in the main event of that show.
Oh wow, really?
Never.
Ronda Rousey.
Never. That's dream stuff right there. Now you're dreaming. They would just sign AJ Lee for a lot of money, a lot of like, you know, a year or so. No, it'll never can happen. One-off deal there, pay her like $500K or $1 million or whatever. Like AJ Lee $1 million, she'd come out of retirement for $1 million for a quick payday for one match. She would come out of retirement. Anybody would for $1 million for one match. Anybody would. Brock Lesnar doesn't get paid that much for one match. He doesn't get paid that much. If they pay AJ Lee $1 million, yeah, she would absolutely come back for that match. For one match only, she would even lose. She wouldn't care. That's the ultimate dream match right there to end this show. Besides, like Trish versus Ronda Rousey, that'd be cool. But if not, their second place would probably be Lita versus Ronda Rousey. That'd be good. Like two tough girls, you know, going at it and everything. But I think in the back of our minds, most people believe that, you know, because Ronda is the future, she can't really lose. So I think that's one of the things in the back of our minds, that she can't really lose.
And Trish is already dealing with a mega match at Evolution, facing off against Alexa Bliss.
It better not be against Alexa Bliss. I don't have to say it. It better not be against her.
Oh, it's already seemed like it's signed, sealed, and delivered. WWE already tweeted about it. So it's like we got Trish against Alexa there. It's certainly going to be an interesting one. You know, one of my favorites, Renata being Trish Stratus, and one of my favorites now being Little Miss Bliss, Alexa Bliss. So
how come Raw women are getting all the spotlight and all these spotlight matches? How come them?
What was that, Mark?
I said that is very true. That's a good question. Like, if it was like every female women's wrestler is getting like a ton of attention in this evolution, I haven't yet to hear anything about SmackDown.
All the women besides Charlotte will be in the women's battle royal.
You want a match for Evolution? You have the Iconics face off against the Bella Twins.
Why? It makes no sense. Because the Bellas are too popular to job anybody. No way. That doesn't make any sense. Iconics versus Becky and Charlotte. That's okay. You know, they could do that one. But Bellas, nah. Iconics are not worthy of fighting the Bellas. They're for a cup of coffee. Not going to happen. It's so stupid. It's so stupid WWE would do that. How about that?
And I think WWE wants, you know, with their setups and with their matches, you know, having their past against future, you know, with like Trish and Alexa Bliss and Lita against whoever Lita would face and whatever. That's why I think that would be interesting and would make sense. Something WWE would do, have Iconics against against the Bella Twins, because it's in their eyes and maybe even some fans' eyes that the Iconics and the Bella Twins are like each other, mirroring each other. So that's probably maybe why they would think they even have that match, let alone it be.
I'm falling asleep just thinking about that match.
I didn't mean to do that.
What a cluster. The Iconics aren't really that good in the ring overall. And it's just, yeah, the Bellas haven't been in the ring in a while. And they don't like the World on Fire with their wrestling ability either. They're just like, they're an entrance. Like the only similarities they have besides hair color is that Peyton Royce and Nikki Bella both like moving their hips during the entrance. Put them in a match together. It makes sense. No, it doesn't make any sense. Come on. No, I don't want to see that damn match. Give me a pillow, then give me that match. Go to sleep real quick. Yo, Mark, you're being silent over there, buddy. What's up?
I agree with you. I agree.
All right. Okay. I don't know. I was ready for you to pipe up or something. Well, here's something I want to ask you, and I'm going to throw you, Mark, first. I know we were talking about Lita and who would you guys, if you were booking it, who would you have Lita face at Evolution? Mark Ramble.
Oh, I got my answer right now. I'm good.
I think Sasha Banks.
Okay.
Ruby Riott.
Oh.
There you go. That's what I was going to say too. Yeah, Ruby Riott.
Yeah.
How come? Why do you think that?
The similar lifestyles, but different movesets in the ring. So I want to see how they clash together and see if it mixes well. Like their kind of venomous nature about themselves, their crazy nature. I want to see what they can do in the ring. It's either Lita versus Ruby Riott or Lita versus Nikki Cross.
And I think Ruby Riott would be the better option.
Yeah, the second choice. Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah,
I don't want to see in the ring with like freaking Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch wouldn't be that bad, but like Naomi wouldn't be that bad either. But I think like the best choice there, push Ruby Riott enough to be on the like a good level. And yeah, I can see Ruby Riott doing that one. I think like they should just get rid of the whole Riott Squad thing and just get Ruby Riott where she needs to be and put the two back in NXT.
Which was a demotion, but not really a demotion.
She doesn't need those two. I think the reason why they came up to the main roster is because they had nothing for them to do on NXT. So just brought them up there. Liv Morgan, when she was at NXT, she was doing nothing. She was barely in the show. That she didn't have any rivalries, and I had no idea who Sarah Logan was after watching NXT for over 4 years straight now. I had no idea who she was. And like she was like super developmental, like only on the house shows of NXT. I had no idea who the hell she was. And they brought her up there, and I still don't know who the hell she is.
Heel Turn Wrestling Figures asking us, saying, "Hey man, what do y'all think about Mickie James? What are y'all's opinion on Mickie James?" So I'll circle that around the whole
Drowned.
Okay.
On the main roster. She tried to swim, but she drowned.
Mark?
I think at first she was here to kind of have a comeback. Now she's more so helping in this case.
She's Alexa Bliss's roadie.
That's what I mean by helping. Like you see a face like Mickie James. Okay, like Mickie James is extremely well known in WWE.
Like a backstage presence kind of thing.
You said what?
No, I was saying like maybe I don't know if you were meaning this, but I was thinking more like her being a backstage presence, a locker room leader, being there to guide the women of the future.
Yeah.
Is that where you were going?
Pretty much.
All right, there we go. All right.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, because that's where I think it's going and got to. And maybe that was the plan all along for Mickie. Who knows? To mainly be that and then be on the card, be on the shows, whatever is up as he could. But that's why I thought we might even have a Mickie James Trish Stratus match at Evolution. I mean, I know we've seen it before, but might as well see it one last time, right? At the first ever women's pay-per-view event, women's only. So, a little bit surprised that Trish. First off, was surprised Trish match was already announced, and the Trish Bliss match to be the first one announced out of all the other matches that could be announced, sort of thing.
I wouldn't mind seeing Trish Stratus versus Candice LeRae.
Oh, now that would be good.
Muy interesante. Yeah, that'd be very interesting.
I actually wouldn't mind seeing this is just in my opinion, Candice LeRae Lita match, honestly. Just considering how they are in the ring.
Yeah, Candice LeRae's style. She takes a lot of good bumps well. She sells well, and she has a very unique arsenal of moves. And I'd like to see what she does against Trish Stratus in the ring. She's good there. Dakota Kai is really good as well. Quite a few contenders to be on the show in NXT right now. Hopefully, Nikki Cross gets out of there soon because she has nothing left to do over there in NXT. So she needs to call up there, and Shayna needs to call up there. And if Nikki and Shayna come up to the main roster, what show should they be on? Raw or SmackDown?
Oh, who is this again?
Nikki Cross and Shayna Baszler.
Nikki Cross definitely should be. Honestly, both of them. Honestly. Because this is my reason why. Nikki Cross is a perfect fit. She already has Sanity in SmackDown. I could just continue on with that. But Shayna Baszler, one, it would be a new look, a bigger threat for the SmackDown women roster. And two, SmackDown, the women's roster already needs, they're in a desperate need of women. So that would be my second reasoning. I just feel like Raw has enough women to do what they need to do. SmackDown, it's like they're forgotten. You look at the segment when Becky Lynch and Charlotte were going at it. Look how many women were out there. it didn't look convincing enough.
Hmm.
And I mean, I'm not gonna say one person could add it to the mix, but Shayna Baszler is just like a dual threat. I mean,
Right.
she literally has it all. I feel like both of them should really go to SmackDown, but I know that's not going to happen. I feel like Shayna Baszler is definitely going to go to Raw. But yeah, I mean that's just what I feel should happen.
Yeah, for me, I have it with Raw and SmackDown. Shayna Baszler, Raw. And Nikki Cross.
I would love for Ronda Rousey to do the whole open challenge thing, and Shayna shows up.
Oh, now that would be
There you go. That's how you debut. And then
everybody in the back's afraid of me. Who else is there? Is there anybody out there that wants to challenge me? Because I want to fight tonight. Oh man, that'd be awesome, man. Like, and the crowd goes, "Holy shit! Holy shit!"
Oh, they definitely will. They absolutely will.
Definitely.
Got to save that for like the week before Evolution or something like that. That'd be interesting.
You would definitely get my money with that.
It's like, okay, now we're getting real here. All right. Let's see. All right.
Even more bigger reaction is if Shayna comes out there, get the call up, get that surprise, and pulls a page and wins the championship and defeats Ronda in that.
Hopefully they will announce her arrival on Twitter first.
Wait, what was that?
Hopefully they don't announce her arrival on Twitter before she shows up. Yeah.
Well, that would be nice.
Yeah, nice. Keep it a surprise for once, WWE. Keep it a surprise. The matches, the segments I didn't care for on SmackDown was the Shinsuke Nakamura segment, the United States of Nakamura, or whatever that was. That was awkward. I wasn't a fan of the Good Brothers being goofy with the Cockney accents. I didn't get what that was and where that was going. And the that's it. Like everything else was fine, but like those were like I didn't get those segments. Like, did you get them? Like, I don't know what that was going on with that thing.
I had no idea, bro. Especially the United States of Nakamura, I really didn't know.
Me no speaky English. United States of Nakamura. Okay, pal. Gotcha.
They were just trying to be creative with that stuff, and it's just, I don't know, weird.
I'm like, all right. Cien Almas and Zelina Vega versus Rusev and Lana Crash. That was okay for what it was there, trying to be the mixed match challenge thing over again there. But after the opening segment of the match there, I was like, with the whole double pose down, the match was flat. That was it. The match was flat.
Definitely.
But everything else in the show was money. It was the Becky Charlotte thing. Well, that was money. I like when Charlotte put the belt up there and say, like, over this, over this, over this. And the crowd was like, oh, it's about to get real up in here. And then get fight. And they did a rail female pull apart. That's how you know it's a big deal. You got to pull apart. That means, yeah, the company thinks highly of you.
Yeah, I think for sure they're gonna actually have like it's gonna lead on to something bigger. I think this is what I'm really so much concerned of. What's like, especially with the SmackDown women's roster, it's like you have your obvious Charlotte, you have your Becky Lynch's, and you have your whoever else left. They don't have enough. And I think it's the same way with Raw, but SmackDown, it's even worse, man. They don't have enough, and it's going to keep getting repetitive and repetitive and repetitive and repetitive. I think eventually they're going to have Iconics. I think Naomi should definitely get another shot in the near future. Because, I mean, her first run, it was very unfortunate that she had to get hurt. But the second run,
Yeah. It was really weird the way Naomi's title run ended. Or it was
yeah,
because she said like a certain word on the air that she wasn't supposed to. That was really weird.
Hmm.
And it's just like, hey, you know what? There, take it off. She never got a shot again. That was really weird. And what did you guys think of Jeff Hardy and the Orton thing there?
I
Or
loved it.
going off the whole ear thing, the earlobe thing, and Jeff Hardy kicking him in the dick.
I loved it. I loved 100%.
Yeah, I enjoyed it well. And seeing that swanton bomb as well, they're right into that was pretty cool too. So the whole Jeff Hardy going on sort of thing was a little bit less because I thought Randy was just gonna destroy him sort of thing, and then Jeff Hardy taking him to town was a nice change. So I enjoyed it.
I'm surprised they gave that match away like so fast after SummerSlam, but then it was like for a reason, it was for a purpose, and like to continue the storyline. So that was good.
What do you guys think of the rumors of with Kurt Angle being written off television because he wants to train and he's going to be coming back as a part-time, or even some outlets are saying maybe even full-time, or probably more part-time, being back as a star? What do you guys think of that?
How's he going to come back with Corbin as the GM? It won't make any sense.
I don't
Corbin
think
hates
he
him.
should be full time. That's just one thing I wanted to say. I don't think he should be full time. Not where he's at. I think he should be part time like Triple H. Let his I don't think his body is suited for it. I really don't think his body is suited for it. I mean, I'm speaking from the
Machine,
outside
yeah.
looking in. Unless he just goes completely rampage and just starts destroying everybody. I mean, I just don't see it happening anytime soon.
Yeah, like he can make a difference in the roster. The roster is already pretty bloated as it is, so he can come back there and have some good matches with AJ Styles, Seth Rollins, et cetera, et cetera. But if he wants to do that one, that's cool. Yeah, take some time off there, get your body ready, and make a comeback because he's an Olympic gold medalist and he's a professional wrestler and he's never really lost a step. He doesn't really lose steps. So he can come back in no time. So if he wants to do it, he can do it. But let's see what it leads to.
Okay, I have no idea what just happened to Steve, but he just dropped. I mean, his computer messed up.
No, just saying let him come back if he wants to.
Oh, there he is. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I can definitely see what you're talking about with the let him come back. But I mean, he don't get me wrong. Like the Survivor Series he was in looked good. He looked fine. WrestleMania looked fine. He really looked good that one.
But he was in like tag match situations.
Yeah, and that's the one thing I'm saying. Like, how does he look in a singles match?
Yeah, they haven't really done that yet.
That's what I'm really interested in. How would he look in a singles match?
Like a 20-minute match or whatever. Let's see. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that. It's only just
You gonna do live events too?
No, I don't think so. I think every now and then he'll probably do something, but I don't think he's gonna do live.
They really need the gate there. Yeah, put him in there. Yeah. Let's see. Like it's good if he does come back in the ring because there's a lot of matches that a lot of fans would want to see him in. But for right now, the roster's kind of like full, so he can take his time. He doesn't need to come back right away.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I see more of him for being part-time than full-time, but it certainly would be cool to see him back in the ring. And I would say even more than a couple matches a year would be good and good for me.
Has he ever fought Daniel Bryan before?
I'm trying to think anything in the independent scene. I don't think so.
I don't think so.
No, yeah, AJ versus Kurt Angle happened, but not Daniel Bryan. I don't think so. So that's a match I would definitely like to see.
I know AJ and Daniels happened before in Ring of Honor, but
yeah,
I don't think of anything with Daniel Bryan and Kurt Angle.
Yeah, AJ and Kurt fought many times in Impact Wrestling, but not Daniel Bryan. Did you guys see Nigel McGuinness, aka Desmond Wolfe, versus Kurt Angle in TNA when it happened?
No, I have not.
Shit. Damn.
Was it good?
Oh fuck yeah. Nigel's one of those guys who unfortunately got injured too soon, but his wrestling skill was better than anything else. He's a combination mixed style of grappling and aerial prowess and technical skills that you've never seen before. He had moves that he did that no one does now.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's a very gifted performer, but no one really does his move. You know that hangman move that Dean Ambrose does off the ropes when he goes into the ropes and then goes in between and does a clothesline.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nigel McGuinness, aka, did that first. Only he did that, and then Dean took that from him.
Oh wow.
He had a lot of interesting moves off the ropes, and no one did it but him. And yeah, when he was fighting against Kurt Angle, he was doing amazing moves, like amazing moves. Tower of London was one of the moves that comes to mind. And yeah, if you want to see a good match there, yeah, find that out there. Desmond Wolfe versus Kurt Angle. I think they fought twice or maybe 3 times, and all of the matches were good. All of them were good. Like he wasn't a wrestler of a type that I can identify, because usually you can say Age is like a high flyer. You can say Samoa Joe's more like submission based, or Roman Reigns is like a brawler kind of guy. But his style is like a hybrid mix of like all of them except for high flying. But he was like really good. I think like Zack Sabre Jr. is like the best submission expert that we have right now. But Nigel McGuinness, Desmond Wolfe was a good hybrid of doing slams, power moves, technical moves, submission moves. Yeah, he was a true innovator. But like he unfortunately got injured inside of his body too soon, like diverticulitis with Brock Lesnar.
Mm-hmm.
He got injured like out of nowhere a little bit too fast. He couldn't pass medical doctors in WWE, but TNA at the time took him, so he was able to have the matches over there. And he had good matches while he could. He didn't last long there. He didn't last longer than a year, but he did what he needed to against top talent over there. So that's really cool. Because it was also one other last thing, because at the time dirt sheets were kind of popular, but they're of course much bigger now. But at that time, I knew that Desmond Wolfe wasn't long to be in wrestling for that long. Desmond Wolfe, Nigel McGuinness once again, and Daniel Bryan were both in Ring of Honor, and they left Ring of Honor at the exact same time. WWE took Daniel Bryan, and TNA took Desmond Wolfe. Desmond Wolfe had the physical attributes that WWE liked, but the medicals in WWE found that he had a certain issue with his body, and he wouldn't be able to perform at the high level that WWE demands. So TNA did take that anyway. And so he did what he could over there, and he didn't last long. And WWE knew he couldn't last long, because WWE, once they get you, they like to have you there for like 5 years, 10 years.
Yeah.
And Nigel at that time couldn't do that. So he re-signed, I think maybe 2 years ago, and he became a commentator in NXT. Now he's on 205 Live, that kind of stuff there. So he knows his stuff, but he couldn't last long with WWE's grueling schedule.
Wow, I didn't even know.
I miss him. He's one of the best out there. He was like nothing else is out there. I watch everything, and nobody has what he had. Nobody does it.
I need to watch some of his matches then.
Yeah. Tell him what you think next time, man. It's really good stuff there. I've never seen anybody do what he does in that ring since then. Nobody. Like there's moves that Brian Cage does now as a power man that Braun Strowman could do, but I don't think he can do. He could do it, but I think he would mess it up. I think he would mess it up there. Brian Cage, one of his signature moves that nobody in the business does is he how can I put this? It's a regular suplex, but it's done from inside he's inside, the opponent's on the ring apron, and he deadlifts you off the second rope and lifts you over the top rope into the ring. Nobody else does that.
Wow.
Nobody has that kind of power and balance to do that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff I say, man. Only he does that one. I've seen a lot of power guys out there, but only he does that one, because it takes a lot of balance and trust in your opponent to be able to do that move flawlessly, like every single time. And he uses the big guys too, not just like medium-sized guys, but the big guys too. I'm like, how is he not messing this up? But yeah, he does that. Like, wow. The thing about Roman Reigns that ticks me off is that he's a big guy that doesn't do big guy moves. That's the thing. He's not Mark Henry lifting people up there, throwing them around there. He's throwing punches and kicks. Kicks if you're lucky.
I always wonder with how far Corey Graves could have went in his WWE career.
I did see him when he was in NXT. He had a submission move that I've never seen anybody do since then. So I'll give him that one. Other than that one, I do remember his moveset being very generic, but his submission move, his finisher, was very unique to himself. I've never seen anybody do the submission move since that point. Carmella's finisher, the Code of Silence, she kind of does now, but it was so devastating back then, and I've not seen any other woman ever, wherever I go, do that move. It's a very painful looking move. It's like a python going around your neck. It's one of those things. Mm-hmm. And she rarely does that on the main roster, likely because they're too scared to take it. So she literally like puts like her thighs around your fucking head and squeezes it with her other arm.
I think I might know what you're talking about.
Yeah. She did it like once when she became champion, like once only, and then like Asuka, I think, got out of it or whatever, or Charlotte or somebody. Yeah, someone got out of it. So like it used to be like her main finishing move, but like they watered it down or barely talk about it on the main roster. And no other woman has that move there. I've seen plenty of girls out there with Becky's armbar. Plenty of them. Deonna Purrazzo has it. I think Maria had that thing when she was in Ring of Honor Wrestling. Brandy Rose, I think, has a version of that move. It's so common. It's common as a spear from Roman Reigns. Who cares? Come on.
Yeah, the spear. After you see a spear,
super kicks. It takes too common. Very common.
Person to make the spear popular, and I think
Goldberg was the first one who used it popularly, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Or was it Rhino?
I don't know.
Rhino or Goldberg? Yo, check the chat. Rhino or Goldberg? Who popularized the spear first? Rhino in ECW or Goldberg in WCW?
I think it was Goldberg.
Goldberg was like 97, 98.
And Rhino was earlier, though. I give you that.
I think it would be Rhino.
Yeah, Rhino. Yeah, I think Rhino was around before that one. Yeah, of course he called it the Gore back then. Called it the Gore. Yeah. Good move there. Like when I saw Goldberg do that move, I don't think I was saying at the time that he stole Rhino's move. I don't think I was doing that one. And nor do I think when I saw Rhino's Gore, I didn't think he stole it from anybody. It was like known to me as a spear. When I saw it, they said Gore, Gore, Gore. But I wasn't thinking like they stole it from anybody. Yeah, no one really does that. Like no one does the Stone Cold Stunner as a finisher move. Nobody does that one.
I mean, the closest person I've seen do it was Ember Moon.
Yeah, Copy that. Yeah. Go ahead, wrestlers out there. Yeah, female wrestlers. Yeah, copy that move. Yeah, copy that. Yeah, copy that stunner. See how you're feeling the next day.
Yeah. Excuse me. I think we are pretty much done talking. We did talk SummerSlam, Raw, SmackDown. And
no, we didn't talk about the New Day yet. Waiting for you to bring it up, man.
Yeah,
the tag team titles and the Bludgeon Brothers. You know, it is what it is. You know, they'll be champions.
It is what it is. That match was great.
And I guess we'll tra-la-la-la from there for the New Day. As I would say, the old day, because to me their act is getting old, and it's time for them to break.
Oh, you're one of those people. Okay, I get you.
And it is certainly time for Big E to go on his own.
I hope you're reading that from the chat and not you. Hope you're reading that from the chat. Please, that's a chat troll saying that one, and not you. Please say that right now. Please say that. Please say that one. Lie to me.
I just think it's time for the New Day to split up, and I think it's time for Big E to go on to bigger and better things. and very surprised they actually do have put the titles on them. Maybe it's just for a transitional time period, and
Did
maybe
you see? Did you see that crowd reaction when they won?
That was
And don't tell me that was because they won the Bludgeon Brothers offered the titles. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that.
No,
You know how I know it's not because of that one? You know how I know? Because the crowd was chanting New Day rocks.
And I mean,
that's legit.
that was a massive pop, too.
Roman dreams of that pop, my dude.
I mean, the closest thing I've seen him have to that was when he was with the Shield. I mean, that's like the last true.
I think when Randy Orton and Daniel Bryan beat the Shield for the first time, that level of pop. That was huge. Because Shield was undefeated at that point.
Yep.
And and them beating them, I was like, oh my God. That New Day and Bludgeon Brothers match there, that had the carnage that those two can deliver. That was quite an appropriate match. They were just destroying tables, destroying the ringside barricade. The New Days used their hammers against the Bludgeon Brothers. I was like, that's poetic as hell. That was brilliant. And then put them on the table, the flying elbow through the table. I'm like, oh my God, what a poetic ending right there. Put him to sleep and everything. I was looking at like Eric Rowan to see if like he had any signs of like an injury. Eric Rowan was going through it like a damn champ. And he took it well. And the match flowed well so smoothly. I would not suspect anything was off between any of the competitors, and everything seemed legit there. They used the New Day used the size of the Bludgeon Brothers against them. Rowan rammed himself into the barricade. He did it himself. And then New Day, Kofi Kingston hit the Trouble in Paradise, made Eric Rowan groggy, which is a finishing move or whatever, and then put him on the table. Xavier did his finishing move, and like 1, 2, 3, it's over. You can like easily see that. It was brilliant booking for the finish and the ending. And New Day, even though they may be stale and everything there at some points, but like when they win, it's a big deal. People like them, but yeah, they just do. Like they're asked throughout the years, like pancakes, yada yada yada. But you cannot be blind to that pop. You cannot be blind. You like people do not like them. They're not on their hands. They're on their feet there. I looked at that win like a lot of times. Like wow, they absolutely definitely care. This is not like title change, cool. No, there was a kid in the front row going 1, 2, 3. There's a girl in the front row like going like 1. The whole place lit up. It was like oh. And the back shot when they zoom back, I was like, whoa, that's a lot of freaking claps.
Yeah,
damn.
That's exactly what made me say, yeah, that's a good ass pop. Another thing is, I bet you those pancakes are cold.
I bet they're stale as fuck. like their career.
There are some cold pancakes, no syrup, nothing, just pancakes.
Bland cakes. Yeah. I don't think anything's on. Like they can't have syrup for obvious reasons because of the sugar and whatnot there. But yeah, it's regular pancakes. But I look forward to them coming down next week there and saying they're the five-time WWE Tag Team Champions of the world. Things like that there. So that's cool that they had that under their belts. They did it again in Brooklyn. Apropos. So that's awesome. So yeah, congratulations to the New Day doing it again there. They've been keeping themselves relevant by being on other social medias and whatnot there. So that was cool. By the way, speaking of other social media, did you see the photo shoot with Charlotte Flair and Ric Flair?
I did not. Is it good?
What about you, Steve?
No, I didn't see that. No.
Oh man, but you guys were cool. Yeah, cut up there. Yeah. No, yeah, I saw it. I was like Charlotte Flair and Ric Flair together. I want to see that. Yeah, it was very touching. It was very touching to see the upbringing of Ric Flair. I like to see like his reaction to certain photographs.
Oh, the show photo shoot. Okay, never mind.
Show,
I saw that on the WWE Network. Yes, I did see that because they were showing with Dusty Rhodes photos.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Him introducing Charlotte at that Starrcade show.
Yeah, that was great, man. That was great.
Yes, I did. Sorry, I was thinking actual photo shoot than the actual show photo.
Yeah, the show photo shoot. Yeah.
Yeah. So I did see that. Yes.
Oh man, like when Ric Flair saw his own bronze statue, I'm like, oh, that's so nice, man. And like Charlotte Flair was there, and like they had an older picture of like Charlotte or Ashley, her real name, when she was a kid and everything. That was great too. There, like memory lane. Yes, sir.
What I liked the most was the one of Little Nate.
Oh, they started out with that one. That was so cool. Like, oh my god, yeah. Like yeah, Charles Robinson, Little Nate's there. I forgot what his voice sounded like because he's a referee now. I forgot what his voice sounded like.
Mm-hmm.
Kyron and the Hizzy. We've been on long enough. Why not?
No, he was busy. He was busy doing things. But
cool.
Thank you for stopping by, Kyron. I'm not going to make you talk about all the things we talked about, but let's just talk about the one thing that I know you wanted to respond to with the fan email or email to me that I shared with you on Twitter DM, specifically of what was said and otherwise. So, without further ado, I'll let you have the table to retort, and we'll go from there. Karen?
You hear me?
Yes,
Yep.
now I can.
Okay. Now, to whoever wrote that email, I'm going to respond to you calmly and fairly. First off, I'm not mad that you sent what you sent to Steve. I'm upset that you didn't come to me and tell me this. At the end of every podcast, I put my Twitter, my Instagram, and all my social media and my YouTube account. You could have sent me a direct message and told me how you felt. But I'm gonna read everything and tell you guys how I feel about it. Quote, hi, just want to let you know I enjoy your show, but I have a suggestion for you that you should fire Kyron from your team. He is too negative and just wanted to be the loudest and hear himself speak. That's why I like how you try to have your show with positivity and less swearing as can. I'm not saying Kyron is dumb, just saying he does like to hear himself talk. I guess he takes after BC Amplifier that JD ass clown, where to not see positives anymore, give anything a chance. Keep up the good work, Steve, and also you may want to invest in a camera for better viewing for your fans as well. Okay, first off, Steve can't necessarily fire me. We don't sign contracts. He could kick me off the show, but where do I start? I wanted to be too negative and just want to be the loudest to hear myself speak. That's not necessarily true. I'm not always negative. I am the most negative person on the show. I do admit that. But there's a lot of things I am positive about. For example, NXT. I'm always positive towards SmackDown Live when it's good. And I've never said anything just to hear myself speak. That's something that I pride myself on not doing. I'm glad to say you don't think I'm dumb, but he says, I guess he takes out the BC Amplifier who I don't watch, or JD, who I do watch, and I admit, I do take a lot from JD. I admit I do, a lot. From time to time, there are things that he said that I'll bring up in certain podcasts. I admit that. But I gotta explain, why am I so negative? Because I didn't want to have to explain myself, but I guess I have to.
No, you don't.
I mean, it's fair here. I'm so negative because I feel like when WWE has the talented roster they have, and yet I'm getting subpar shows, or WWE not giving the best type of show they can give me, I think I have a right to be negative. I mean, for example, look at NXT. I'm never negative towards that because they give me constantly good wrestling. That's all I want. And I just want you to know, when I'm negative, it's not because I hate WWE. It's the complete opposite. It's because I'm passionate about wrestling, and I want WWE to be the best they can be. And if I feel like they're not giving me that, then I feel I'm going to get angry about it. I mean, there's things that Mark, Steve, Mike, and all of us have disagreed with. I've been on this show since WrestleMania 33, so a little bit over a year and a half now. And while this might be my last show until I get something scheduled up because I'm moving to college, I love being here. I love the guys. You all have been there for me through some terrible times for me this year alone. And I just want to let you know, whoever sent that email to Steve, I'm not angry with you. If you want to have a civil conversation about it, you can find me on my Twitter. You can find me on my Instagram, my YouTube account. I'm more than open. I'm not going to belittle, berate you, or get angry about it. I'm not going to yell at you or insult you. See, I didn't even swear one time during this response. But I'm not going to change that negative style because I feel like it's a welcome change to the show. Like you said yourself, You love when the show's positive. You got Steve, who's a positive person. So positive, I get upset about him for being so positive, but that's what Steve is. You got Mark, who usually is a positive person. If everyone's so positive, you're not going to find a balance in the show. That's why I feel like me and Mike, well, whenever he's here, had to step in because you had that balance to positive and negative because we each had different viewpoints. If everyone had the same viewpoint, there'd be no interest in the show.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I wanted to say. Like I said, take care with yourself if you're watching this. And if you have anything else you want to say, don't go to Steve. Just come to me, please.
Yes. It's every single week he does share where he can be found on Twitter, Instagram. He doesn't hide. If you want to reach out to him, do so. Though I guess thank you for reaching out to me. And about the camera thing, yeah, I'm trying to save up. Heck, I'm saving up trying to just go to WrestleMania. So, I'll work on that as well. But anyways,
I gotta get ready to go though, Steve.
Yep. But thank you for stopping by.
See you guys.
Peace. But yeah, you can find him on Twitter as Special Kyron. You can find his YouTube channel, Kyron Chase, and otherwise. And I thank Kyron for even stopping by for the moment to respond. Mark Clackman, do you have any response to the response? We'll start with you, Mark.
No, I agree with him 100%. There are times. I mean, I look at some of the podcasts, rewatch them, and I am freakishly positive at times. There's a lot of stuff that I think about now and look at now, and I'm like, dang, if I were to tell myself anything, is don't. I mean, I would more so disagree with myself. But yeah, I agree with Kyron 100%. Whoever put that email up, just say it to him. You don't have to email that person. I mean, it'd be different if you were unable to email him or talk to him. But I mean, clearly he emailed you, Steve. But yeah. I everybody has their own opinion and stuff, which I completely understand. But just don't say it like that. Be a man and just come up to him straight to his face. And if you don't like the response that you're gonna get, then well, just you're gonna have to live with it. I mean, that's the response that you're getting. You're the one who started it, so be prepared to get any type of response possible.
Exactly. Some clap back there.
Yeah.
Blackman, any
Yeah, true. Even though the situation is none of my business per se, I'll just say this: everybody has opinions, and when people start abusing their right to opinions and forcing it on others, that's why there's a block button for a reason.
There you go. So, like I said, if you are watching this, first off, thank you for watching. I thank you for being a fan. I do appreciate that side of it. But if you do want to reach out to any of my team members, or like you did for myself, well, we do share our social medias at the end of each and every episode. So we do not hide. I mean, for me, I have my fingerprints on all social media, even on Snapchat. So, I'm not hard to find, and neither is Mark Ramble, launching Mikey when he's able to, and Tyron Chase. So if you have a situation or issue with any of them, reach out to them on their social medias, and they'll respond or not respond, depending on what you say, whatever you say to them. So, just a nice word of warning to that individual or to anybody else that may want to reach out.
Cool.
But anyways, that was the first time having to kind of respond to that being actual, in a sense, boss. Like I said, no one signs a contract here, but dealing with that and never dealt with that before, right? Because the show never was, I would say, popular, air quotes, enough to get haters or to get pushback anyway to any of my team members, let alone myself and the show. So I guess that be what it be. I know Katrina, our friend of the show, Mark, Katrina the Good, didn't she say that one time, if you get a troll or hater, that must mean you're doing something right. So
absolutely.
Yeah, true.
So I guess in that way that's something. But yeah, overall, I wanted to think. So let's end it on there. Let's end on that, I guess, note. I will let you guys put yourself over. Let people know where you are on social media, YouTube, and all the other jazz. And we'll start with our guest of honor,
Thank you.
Blackman.
Yeah, Clackman on YouTube, Clackman 2 words. On Twitter, Clack Off. For some reason, someone took the name Clackman many years ago. I have no idea how, but yeah. So I'm Clack Off on Twitter. On my YouTube channel, I talk about movies, games, anime, wrestling. I do little skits and everything. on there as well, kind of like what I did here today. So if you like that, please join me on the YouTube Nation. I look forward to seeing you there.
Mark Ramble.
Now, once again, I'm going to say this before. I'm going to say this again. If you guys do not know by now, after about 2 years or so, where to find me, if you're new to this podcast, this is your
That would be me.
first time, then it's different. I gave you the benefit of the doubt. But if you are
You
not
better know me.
familiar, yeah. I give you the benefit of the doubt. A little different over here. But of course, my Twitter is Marcus Rambo. My YouTube channel is MFLG Mark Rambo. A lot of people ask me why is that thing there. It's more like a little group that I have. My Instagram is Live Like Ram. And if you guys want to have any follow requests, anything you guys want me to react to, now I'm doing trivia reactions. It's kind of like a joint thing. Feel free to DM me, don't. And hell, even DM me with the same stuff you empowering. If that's really how you feel.
You don't know shit.
you don't know, because and a perfect example is the video with the Dudley boys. I don't know if you guys seen that before, guys or people who are watching. I got so much hate off of that. Like, it was ridiculous. Like, you weren't even born when the Dudley Boys came out? Like, what? Bro, what are you talking about? Like, it's plain and simple.
That's like noise to me, and my comments are just noise. I'm like,
yeah,
okay.
like, that's exactly, like, what are you talking about? And you just really want that much attention? But anyway, feel free to hit me up. Snapchat is even in my Twitter my YouTube descriptions. I do add people back unless you are a creep, which I've had my fair share of. It's not very comfortable at all. Yes. Please follow me. I always respond back.
I'm not begging anybody for my follows. You do what you want to do. I'm not going to force anybody to do anything. Oh, by the way, this week on Impact had a better hardcore match than that of Tommaso Ciampa versus Gargano this week.
Who was that? Who was
Sami Callihan versus Pentagon Jr. A rematch from
Slammiversary. Isn't Pentagon going against Kenny Omega in All In? Or is
That's right. Yeah, that guy. Oh, that reveal on being the lead. Oh, that was too sweet. He like spit out with that hardcore guy from TNA. I was like, damn. Rewind that shit.
So I actually heard you just said you watch anime.
I watch anime.
What kind? Like, what's your favorite?
The most current one is Prison School with it's kind of raunchy, but it's like a few guys there who are chosen to be in the school with a whole bunch of girls, and they get caught peeping on the girls, so they have to spend some time in prison and get their way out because one guy has a date and it's a thing. More currently, Lupin the Third Part 5. Yeah, that's a thing. Grappler Baki also has a new series, so I'm watching that as well. One Piece, still watching One Piece forever.
Wow.
Yeah. One Piece I still watch. Dragon Ball Super whenever it comes back on. I watch like repeats. I get like not repeats, but they're new to me, like older stuff like Dr. Slump. I've been seeing episodes of that one. But just those. I don't like to like overflow myself with everything. But I'm catching on One Piece anime mainly, and Lupin the Third Part 5 because it's a new take on the thief formula. Because usually thieves, the way he does things, no one's really around. But the new way he's doing it in 2018, it's him versus the internet. So the internet and the web are basically tattletaling on Lupin and his adventures. So I like the way they get around things. So that's really cool.
Holy shit. You just put me on some new anime. I'm looking at it right now as we speak.
Lupin the Third Part 5. I was like, ooh, that's cool. I was like, yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm checking out there.
So do you have Funimation, or you just like watch it on another thing?
No, I got to do it the other way because the other way. The subtitles are more genuine. and because I speak Japanese, like I know the difference between them. Not perfect Japanese, but I know the bullshit when I hear it, and it comes out faster over there. In case I want to go there fast, usually I don't, but like it just comes out faster in the other places rather than the official ones, and I don't have to worry about ads. No ads. So
That is
the
very
Crunchyroll has ads on there, but and Crunchyroll, I think at the time, oh yeah, Detective Conan, case closed in America. I watch that all the time. I love that one. But when I was watching in Crunchyroll, I believe they have certain episodes there, like the 100 or so, and then they ignore the other ones. But the one I use, I don't have to worry about that. I can watch where I want there without any issues.
So you were talking about you were watching like some really really awkward raunchy shit. Do you watch High School DxD?
I know about it. That's on my list.
Yeah, I heard it was just pretty
That
wild.
that's definitely on my list. Yeah, yeah. I saw an episode. I'm like, I can get down with this. I'm like, yeah. If it's like good animation in there and like adult subject matter, like I'm definitely watching that thing. I also like on YouTube like when certain reactors are watching One Piece for the first time like in 2018. Hello. I'm like, duh. I'm like, oh, we ignored One Piece all these years. I'm like, dude, you fucking idiots.
So how did you think of Super
What?
Dragon Ball?
I've been watching Dragon Ball forever.
Yeah, me too. I remember watching. I mean, because I'm a lot younger than you. I can tell you that right
I can hear you.
now. I mean, the first Dragon Ball I watched was Z, but it was later on, so I actually had to watch Z Kai, which is pretty much a remastered version of Z.
That was good. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, it was good, and I remember the first time I've seen the Cell. I mean, the first time Goku went Super Saiyan, I was like, oh man, that's what honestly put me on the Dragon Ball.
Mm.
So watching that, it was kind of like a huge change, and I never really watched anime until that, and then it was Full Metal Alchemist. Those were the first two that I've watched.
So yeah, Full Metal was good there.
Full Metal was great, and after that, I was like, yeah. So right now, I'm on Naruto Shippuden. I hated Naruto, but I'm giving it a second shot. But yeah, I was just really interested because you said you watched anime, and I was like, okay.
Yeah. I love anime. Always loved anime since the '80s when I started watching that thing. Robotech, Transformers anime, Gundam, if you will, Sailor Moon, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I actually watched Sailor Moon too.
In New York City, where I live, they had a screening in the movie theaters for Sailor Moon S, Super S, and R. I was like, I had to see that one. I could not believe that was a thing. With the new sound and everything, what they have in the theaters, it was orgasmic. To be around fans and to hear that clear THX like really good Dolby sound in theaters, like a make up. I was like, oh my god, it just took me back, man. I was like, wow. I have a poster of the event on my wall behind me right there.
So how do you? I mean, I'm going back to Dragon Ball because this is a whole bunch of BS going on with Dragon Ball. Now that Broly's canon, how do you feel about that? Because Broly was all that's going to be really.
Yeah, let's see what they do with that one. It shouldn't be like horrible because the makers know what they're doing. But like I want to see more because the main issue I have with the show, it's too Goku centric. I know he's a star of the show, but it's too much about him, and they need to figure out ways to get him out of the picture to give more character spotlight. They knew how to do that very well in Dragon Ball Z. They knew very well all the time, but for some reason in Super, it's like 90% about him, and I'm like, go away, Kakarot. Please get off my screen and give Vegeta some shine. Give Frieza some shine. Get off my screen. Just a little bit. Please.
Now, you see, I'm a big Trunks guy. Trunks is my all-time favorite character. But
that magical power-up he got to beat Merge Zamasu, right? I'm like, oh, okay, whatever.
but that was great. When you talking the Rage, right?
Yeah, Rage Berserker mode or whatever that was. I was like, okay, whatever.
That was amazing. I love that. I love that.
And in case Steve doesn't know, in the beginning of Dragon Ball Z, to get rid of Goku, they literally killed him off, and he was not around for many, many episodes. They were like training to fight aliens. In the Frieza saga, he was traveling to Earth, and the other people on planet Namek, they got a lot of shine because Goku wasn't there. He was training in space. When he got to planet Namek to rescue his friends, he got injured severely, and he was taken out. He was in like a regeneration chamber for like many episodes until he come back at the last second. And in the Cell saga, he had a heart attack, so he couldn't fight against the androids. They knew how to take him out, so to give the other characters shine. Trunks had shine, Vegeta had shine, Piccolo had shine. They knew how to give the characters shine by taking the main character out of the picture with mysterious circumstances. In Super, it never happened. He was always there.
Exactly.
And I was like, this is too much damn Goku for my taking. I love you. You got me into Dragon Ball Goku. I know that. It's too damn much. It's too much. Go away. Take a break. Take a vacation. Like Kurt Angle did. Take a damn vacation.
With Kurt Angle. There you go. Anyways, you can follow me on Twitter at the Ramble_WWE or on personal at Army_Strong_06. Snapchat and Instagram at CBK_06. Do 3 things, 3 seconds. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell. And above all else, enjoy the rest of your day, your evening, and your weekend. I will be back on Monday for the Raw Review, doing this all again for another week. My NFL show is back, so that did debut its 8th season. Its 8th season debuting last night with my predictions for all 32, the playoffs, and otherwise. So the people are welcome to check that out if you are obviously a football fan. If not, then don't. Again, welcome to follow me again on Twitter at the Ramble_WWE. So enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the weekend. Hopefully your weekend is a good one. And above all else, as always.
One last thing. I created a new channel called Outside the Bubble, where I do my highlight package on a separate channel now. So I put the highlights of the cool indie stuff there on another channel called Outside the Bubble. So sub over there for the highlights. I also put some highlights on my Twitter thing. I put some highlights of the Sami Callihan Pentagon Jr. match. And if you don't know what's going on between them, they had a match, a Mexican death match, in which in the piñatas they had special weapons in them. There was one had a bat, one had a staple gun, another one had Legos, another one had a shaver. Really, really cool stuff. And Pentagon Jr. literally stapled Sami Callihan's body together. Don't believe me? Watch that shit. I was like, whatever. He like stapled his arm. He put his hand there, stapled his hand to his arm. I was like, what is this? Yeah, it was really cool, really weird. The referees wear black gloves over there and not white Mickey Mouse gloves like in WWE when a blood match happens.
Mickey Mouse, okay.
Got some sick shit over there, man. You got to see it.
It sounds that way. And, I know I definitely want to get into watching the other companies and get versed in TNA Impact and stuff again, because maybe Clackman will be able to be on here weekly, or if not so semi-weekly otherwise, or another week. However, and in doing so, we'll be actually talking about TNA and the shows each and every week. So I definitely am getting myself versed from this, will be for this week's, and then moving on forward to whenever those are airing, whenever those are shown. So I'm I'm branching out a little bit, just a little bit, see how that goes moving forward. But again, hope you all have a great rest of your evening, your weekend, and above all else, as always, take care.
Take care.